definitely lived up to his name there, man. What a boom to end it. Gosh, he loves a good C4 kill. It just feels very nice. So a good job on AVG. They were able to win that one out. Fantastic work as we now have a nice tied up 1-1 scoreline. Let's see where we're going to be heading next as I don't know. Dining didn't go too well for them, it appears, as Montreal was able to beat them. So we'll see how Trophy's statuary will go now as they ready up to hit up a pretty strong site if played correctly. They aren't really switching out too many operators. You're still seeing them bring a lot of the same, the Jaeger, Valkyrie, Maestro, Smoke, Bandit included. And the same with the other team, Maverick, Ash, Buck, Nomad, and Zofia, the exact same loadout, I believe, from the previous round.
It's very key to have the right setups, and then as a team, once you find the right operator loadout for a site, whether it be attacking or defending, it's very, very crucial that you stick with that setup. If you know it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As they are now defending the trophy and statue site, we'll see them start opening up rotates. J-Man opening up a rotate into Astro, and Red reinforcing that triple wall. We'll see where he decides to set up his Maestro cams here to provide intel to his team and possibly deny a plant. Smoke is going to be very, very key for those plant denials. Speaking of, we'll see how he is used to deny the push, depending on where they decide to attack from. Many, many options with Trophy and Statue.
There really are a lot of options, and I will be intrigued to see how they go ahead and take it. A lot of teams do tend to just move in straight from Masters, but it looks like these guys coming more from a south to north approach, hitting up over kind of by the old AVG. We'll see if this approach will work. Almost the opposite. A lot of teams now attacking AVG from the opposite side, working the long push, and this is going to be the strategy we do see from UDM. However, it's going to be CJ once again to find Platts. The first pick will be the Zofia, and that has got to be a little frustrating to go down almost instantly, just 30 seconds in the round. Pretty rough beginnings, as that was a great pick from the Roamer. Going to slow these guys down a little bit, as not only do they lose a man, but they're also going to be just a bit paranoid as to who's lurking in the shadows around every corner. CJ could jump out of you with no warning.
ALV picking up another offensive pick onto Silence. That is 2 soft breachers down, and the Zofia, I have to say, has to be the biggest hit on their soft breacher pick so far. Her lifeline brings so much utility as far as taking out those Maestro cams, so now if they want to get rid of those cameras, they're going to have to burn either Max Payne's grenades or use the Ash charges. And the problem with Maverick is, some of you might be thinking he can just get up and blowtorch the cameras. That just means that he has to put himself in danger. They have to clear that room in order to get him up close to that camera in order to torch it off the wall. So that was a huge, huge pick from CJ.
A nice refrag, though, a little bit, as we'll see Boomer going down. Not exactly the best pick for Montreal, as there are a lot of better ops that they could have got. But you know what? At this point, I'm sure they're glad to have a man off the board. Nade's going to miss, not doing damage to anybody. And with just over a minute, the execute is going to be set up pretty quickly. They are in a 3v4 situation, so the advantage does go to Michigan Tech in this situation. However, that can change very quickly. We've seen time and time again where a team is down, but they'll be able to find a quick double kill perhaps and change it all. But it's CJ continuing to absolutely bully this team down. Max Payne drops once again. CJ looking for another. Banana is going to go down to TK, and now it's just Wiz left alone in a 1v4. We saw a Nomad win this before, but it won't be this time. As J-Man shuts him down, Wiz will drop last of the smoke, swings, and gets a good shot.
CJ has just been on an absolute heater so far this game. He's been getting early picks, taking out that Zofia 2 rounds in a row. It has done a huge bit of damage to their team, and it's got to be getting in their heads as far as getting rid of this Roamer. He is in the right place at the right time and just putting his shots exactly where they need to be.
It is very true. He has been a force to be reckoned with. Heading back to Dining Room, this was a site that didn't work out too well for them. They have another time to try it again, and I'm excited to see if they can correct a couple of mistakes. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see how this round resolved. We do know that Montreal won it, but we don't exactly know how. They are bringing out the sledge instead of the buck, so you get an extra couple of nades there, as well as a fantastic sledgehammer, who is focused more on top to down verticality rather than being a little bit more flexible as the buck is. He can shoot from the bottom up and from the top down. So a very versatile op, but sledge brings a lot to the board as well. A good weapon, a great perhaps utility, and a fantastic little sledgehammer that can shut you down real quick. First open walls like nobody's business. We'll see if that's going to become a big problem as they are on the first floor. Second floor control could be contested. You do see it a lot on other maps where, especially Cafe, where if you're defending reading or anything on that second floor, you're going to be absolutely holding the third. It's a little less prominent here, but I'm sure we'll see a bit of upstairs roam. Just hoping to slow down the vertical control coming out from Montreal.
We'll see how the roamers decide to hold this top floor. I'm sure CJ will be a little bit more wary of that Astro window rappel, as he was taken out by Silence on the rappel that first round. So we will see how they run that roam up top. I'm surprised that MTU has decided not to bring in a pulse on this hold. They have brought out a Mozzie, which will be crucial for the drone denial. It'll make their roamers a little bit safer if they decide to bring Mozzie up top. Helps with the roam game, and it also, as you can see now with Wiz on his drone, it makes it more difficult for the attackers to clear that out. Here it is on that Astro window rappel going from Boomer. That's going to be shots out onto the rappel. We'll see if they end up pushing him here in bathroom, as the Nomad is out on master windows, and he will be taken out by Silence. There it is again, that Astro rappel proving to be lethal. A good night in chat from Silence. Oh, and we have a little bit of heat coming out from University of Montreal. So we'll see how this factors out and how Michigan decides to hold out this first floor site.
Oh yeah, and another good pick is TKLV was also shut down. So it's a 5v3 situation in favor of Montreal. That means they have a good chance of being able to continue to march on in. Michigan gonna have to figure something out as they're running low on operators. The good news is CJ, as always, the man already has 5 kills, is gonna find one. Plat's over back on a J-Man. They lost their smoke, and that is not a dude you want to lose at this stage of the game. CJ and Red gonna have to try to slow these guys down. There's still about half the round left, and that means plenty of time for Montreal to figure out how they want to play this. Shots coming in from above. Will the frag come out? Red very low and diffuser already down, and that's going to mean so much pressure on these defending Michigan guys. They've got to figure out a way to somehow win this one out, but chances are it's not going to go their way.
DJ posted up in kitchen. He will be taken out by Platts, and that is another frag from Max Payne that will take out that last defender as well. They had early control of above, getting those key picks onto the roamers up top. That Astro Repel proved lethal yet again, getting another early pick onto that Mozzie that was up in bathroom. I am surprised that they fell for that same repel again. It's a very difficult situation when you're a roamer up top and you get picked off very early. The main goal of that roamer being to go 1 for 1, possibly even get more, and just keep those attackers looking over their shoulder that whole time.
Yeah, you want to make sure you can really slow them down. And when it doesn't work, it's unfortunate for the entire defending team. But so far, the guys on Michigan Tech have been very successful in defending AVG as well as trophy. So they're looking to finish out with a nice 4-2 split, but that could be upset very quickly by the guys with Montreal. They could do something big here and shut them down. But I think first of all, they need to figure out a way to get this dude off the board. And this dude is CJ, who is tearing them up player by player, it seems. The man is quite frankly insane. Not the biggest pop-off we've seen in the history of CJ. Definitely controlling the game just a little bit in the past couple of rounds with the opening frags that he's able to get.
Absolutely. CJ has been a big part of these early picks, but they will swap him off to Bandit. Red picking up the reins on the Jaeger. We'll see Valve placing cams out here to provide crucial intel for her team as we begin the attack phase with Montreal pushing in largely from ruins. We'll see how they end up deciding to take this. There's a drone on Valkyrie at the bottom of the main stairs. We'll see how they decide to get rid of her, keep her from throwing C4. Shots will be exchanged from Silence on the Jackal over to TKLV. He is knocked down to about 20 HP over in Library, taking cover, and CJ, the double kill over in Art, and he will be taken out by Platts. Huge picks on the Bananas and Silence from CJ yet again, opening up with some picks.
The man is absolutely insane. He will get taken down eventually by Platts. Platts getting some more revenge on the man, trying to keep him in check, but the dude is doing quite well for himself. TK, though he's low, he's going to still try to get something done. You see Max Payne there just on the opposite side of the wall. We could see an engagement. Look at all the blue there that we're seeing. That's all the Montreal guys just waiting and ready for somebody to come in. They've got the ping on, and they're looking to rotate around. They still have plenty of time to figure something out, but the advantage of man does go to Michigan Tech. Once again, it doesn't mean too much as Max Payne will take the headshot onto TK. Didn't really need to as the Valk was already down to very low HP, but that'll make sure the job's done for sure. Platts with another onto J-Man, and all of a sudden we are in a precarious situation for Michigan Tech. They're facing a potential 3-3 at best if they can't win this. So a very sketchy minute is left for Michigan. Let's see what they can do because they really need to figure out a way to shut these guys down.
We'll see Max Payne working his way up with his blowtorch opening up that study wall looking in towards games. We'll see if that proves to get any picks. However, they have all three of the attackers pushing from the same direction. Zoe swinging towards Classical Hall. I'm not sure if they're going to be going for an Aviator push here. It looks like Maverick's trying to open up the wall just enough to get a crouch hole into games. We have Red posted up behind the display and Aviator getting flashed out. Maestro holding down the vault with a shield to help provide cover for him. That is Boomer sitting waiting for them to try for that vault door plant. We'll see if they end up getting a pick on to him. Max Payne putting down the plant. It looks like they're going for this plant over in games behind bar. Maestro putting shots out towards the attackers. The plant is down. Platts swinging the vault door. He'll be taken out by Red. Huge pick from Red. Now Max Payne being taken out, and then Boomer getting that final kill to clutch the round. No claymores, no air jabs. He has a free defuse. An excellent clutch up from Boomer, pushing out from Vault. Huge pick from Red to get that Zofia that was pushing out towards the Maestro. Absolutely well played.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit dire, but like you said, some great things that we saw from MTU come out, and it'll score them another win on a tight round. They have secured at least that 3 of 3 for their first half on defense. And now as we head to trophy statuary, they're looking to secure the 4-2, which is a pretty, good split. It'll give you a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of a bendability. Perhaps as you go to the attacking side, you have flexibility to lose around here and there. But at the end of the day, if these guys get a 4-2 on defense, then that's going to have to be at least matched by Montreal if they want to take it to overtime. So we'll see if defense is going to be a little bit stronger for this map. It very well could be. Both teams look incredibly strong from what we've seen. Some great players all around. As once again, it'll be CJ back onto the Jaeger, flash the old Kaid, but he'll be switching onto the German op. Ready to go. We are seeing the Hibana come out as well. The operator who usually can be banned, but will not be banned. Max Payne picking her up.
We'll see if this Hibana is used over on the Master Balcony to try and open up that triple, but they will have to worry about those bandit batteries that will undoubtedly be placed onto that wall. So we'll see how they end up attacking for this statue trophy site. Huge picks by CJ last round. Absolutely just on a tear today. 7 and 3, doing super well. We have Red running the bandit, TKLV on the Valkyrie, going out, putting some cams up to provide intel for his team. This is a cheeky spot for a cam we see over here in Aviator. Very, very interesting spot. That clearly is from their communication on defense, noticing that the attackers went for that study side clear, pushing over, so that Valcam is going to provide some crucial intel for them. Platts making his way up over towards main entrance, probably to go and group up with Bananas. We'll see how the Jackal comes into play, see if he's used to clear out Red, as he is down in the library, sitting, lurking, waiting for them to clear out for these roams.
Oh yeah, gonna be interesting to see how this one goes with Red down, ready as we do see, oh, it's TK going down quick to Silence. What a shot from the Jackal, 333 for Silence tonight, doing quite well for himself as he'll continue to help his team out kill by kill. That puts an immediate strain onto the Michigan Tech defense as you lost a dude right off the bat, and that's not what you want to do. You want to keep your dudes around, but your dudes have inevitably left the chat for this round. Red now looking to even the score a little bit. He's going to be sneaking around, hoping to find somebody, but he's a little bit off site right now, which means he could be easily pinched and just finished off. Silence is going to be moving on, so he's watching really nothing at this point. They're making a good push towards the north side of the building, making sure that they can really get in here, get prepared to take the old trophy statuary, and finally prepare for an execute. We are about half the round in, so a minute and 30, and we'll see what they're going to be doing. CJ is going to be doing something big, taking down Max Payne. A beautiful shot, as always, from the Jaeger, who sometimes switches over to the Bandit, but back on the Jaeger for this round. Banana as well to be very P as the fights will continue. Looking to drain these guys out. Now, the meta has been for a while, the 22nd meta, as it's called. CJ with another, but J-Man going to be shut down by Wiz. A 3v3 situation now. Banana is still on just a peck of HP, but that doesn't matter. He'll find CJ. Boomer on the refrag onto Bananas now, and it's a 2v2 situation with a minute to go. That's a lot of time for the offense to figure something out. I mean, it gives them plenty of options that they can figure. A lot of droning time. Let's see what they do with these final 45 seconds.
You'll see that since they had about a minute left, they're droning out. They notice that both of them are in statue. The rotation coming off of Wiz. Maestro swinging. Boomer is now down by Platts. He'll be finished off. And they have statue control. We'll see if Red is going to deny the plant with a C4 here. They're getting the pings from the Valk cams. He's working his way directly under. We'll watch out for that shot through the floor because it looks like he already used his C4. He's going to work his way up Astra stair. We'll see if there's an air jab up top on these stairs to block that rotate, and he will be taken down by Wiz, covering that rotation. Unfortunate timing to have that C4 not in pocket to deny the plant. That would have come in very handy as the Valk intel was coming out, and he was going for the shots through the floor. Unfortunately, none of them landed, and they were able to stick the plant. And Wiz bringing it home strong for Montreal.
Indeed, a really good playing and a good showing so far by these guys. If we take a look at the kills, though, someone is still standing out, and CJ looking good at 9 kills. We'll see if he can break that 10K barrier, but Montreal being able to get a nice 3-3 split is very respectable. It allows them to kind of have a restart as they swing on over to the defensive side of their half. We'll see what this is going to do and how it's going to affect them. I want to see Michigan Tech on offense, see what they're made of. They are bringing in a nice Hibana and Thermite combo. You usually don't see a whole lot of hard breaching on this map, so they're definitely expecting to use a whole lot of it, or at least have some extra in the back pocket. Looks like they've changed over to dining for the first site. That's where we'll be headed, downstairs on that first floor. I have seen a couple of library living rooms sometimes, but very infrequently, as that site can be quite rough.
Absolutely, it is a bit more uncommon of a hold. However, if a team finds that they're having a lot of success with that site, you might as well take advantage of it. If it's an uncommon pick that can potentially throw off the attacking team, definitely take advantage of that. Having this double hard breach from Boomer and J-Man will be very useful for them, opening up walls. If they can manage to take control of Art and Piano, I would imagine they will open that wall up looking down towards Red. block some of those rotations coming off, and having Boomer around, that will be a backup just in case. Having the double hard breach will be crucial in case one of them is picked. TKOV will be providing some technology intel on that IQ, CJ helping with the roam, but they will have to burn a lot of utility. However, that's really going to be up to Red at this point, as they have the Jaeger blocking projectile denial, and then they have a castle and a maestro, so they're going to have to decide whether they want Ash to take out those castle barricades, or if someone has breaching charges to use them there, or if they're going to send her launcher over towards those maestro cameras just to block that intel out. Wiz opening up the wall up at the top so that they can have roamers looking through the floor. Legion moving down. Platts over on red stairs setting up a goo mine. He's going to be lurking around here, seeing if they have a top-down clear, or if they're just going to not worry about those roamers up top and just do a heavy site push.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go ahead and execute onto this. They're taking their time with the entry, and that happens a lot because, well, CJ on the headshot already to bananas. Down goes one of your roamers is dead and gone, and that is going to be a little tough. However, J-Man will be refragged upon, but Red right there to get another refrag, back and forth, tit for tat, as Wiz will go down too. Another big fight here as Max Payne falls to Red, and Red falls to Platts. It's now a 2v3 situation. Michigan Tech at a little bit of an advantage, but no more, as Platts finds the double kill, taking down CJ. That's the first kill that they have not immediately answered, so we'll see if the unanswered kill will punish them at the end of the day. 3v3 now, or excuse me, 3-3 on the scoreboard with a 2v2 down on the battlegrounds. It's up to TK and Boomer. Both guys have scored a couple of kills for their team, but Silence and Platts are definitely no one to be pushing around either. Let's see what they can do as TK is droning out. Once again, the guys at Michigan Tech have plenty of time to go ahead and drone out, get the information they need. And at the end of the day, that was really what helped Montreal win on their attack. When they were up on trophy statuary, they took their time, they played it smart, played it safe, and they took the win because of it. So we'll see if Michigan Tech can do something similar here as they are preparing to move in, being very, very careful. Both teams holding tight angles, just begging somebody to come on in, and they will shut them down right as quick as they do.
Silence getting flashed out by Boomer. He is holding over by Living Room, getting the pick. Silence taking out TKLV. That puts Boomer in a 1v2 situation as he is taking shots. He'll get a frag onto Silence, but Platts getting the immediate refrag onto Boomer. Some well-organized pushes. Early pick from CJ onto the Jaeger. That was a big pick, but having both of them get pushed, that was an unfortunate time as Boomer pushed in through that hard breach hole that he opened up his Hibana. That was an unfortunate timing, but a great refrag at the end to block that plant.
So a good beginning for the guys on the University of Montreal, as they have defended a site that previously they had won on offense. So that means they might have a little bit of advantage as we go in through these defending rounds, unless the guys on Michigan Tech can find something to do and figure something out, because they have lost the lead that they initially gained, and now they are in a little bit of the troubles if they can't figure it out. They're ready to go again, preparing to take AVG, a site that can be quite strong at times, but other times quite weak depending on how the defense holds it. That's a pretty obvious statement. If they don't hold it well, it'll be a weak site. But let's find out just how they will hold it. We're going to see quite a few of the guys on a roam, perhaps. We've got the Goyo coming in as well. So he'll be quite useful with his Vulcan shields, able to do a whole lot of damage. You're seeing some nice redecoration of the place. They want to take down that wall, maybe add in a nice island to serve some guests. And over here, we do see the reinforcement of trophy statuary. This is going to help slow the push down if they do decide to come from that long north to south push from the side of master bedroom. That could really help in that case, but some teams like to just full send it straight up in through study. We'll see if that'll be the case, as let's find out what is going to happen as the round begins. CJ with 10 kills, but the rest of the team struggling just a little bit more. A lot of them on point. But we'll find out if they can really, really turn this around and get back to a 4-4 tied matchup.
Absolutely. Montreal with the lead at the moment. We have a couple of the same operators that are pretty common for this site. Wiz bringing in the Maestro, offering those cams for his team, blocking possibly some Hibana pellets if they decide to go from that study balcony, shooting them either through the window or from the balcony. J-Man also bringing the thermite just in case they manage to get that study control, opening up those walls. Bananas bringing projectile denial, same as Silence, bringing the Wamai. He offers a shield as well. So we now have 3 shields in play, possibly 4 if Smoke brought his. So that's going to burn a lot of utility and provide a lot of hesitation from this attacking team. J-Man with a 2K onto red. I'm not sure if that was an unfortunate timing or if they might have been joking around a little bit on their group chat working through. So we'll see TKLV working his way into living room as the IQ. CJ hoping to push in, getting an excellent shot onto Max Payne at the top of main stair. He has just been on point with his shots tonight. Just a beautiful shot, shooting that Wamai magnet at the top of main stairs. They do now have control of top main, and it looks like they're going for this study push. Silence working his way back up to the shields. They've got a ping from their team, probably signaling that they're going to be hard breaching onto that aviator wall. Jaeger's ADSs burning a flash from study. Boomer trying to burn those ADSs, maybe get some utility into their sight. Wiz posted up behind the bar. Smoke's going out towards main hall. CJ almost catching a lucky shot through the smoke. He'll take some damage. Silence getting a frag onto J-Man. TKLV will get a frag onto Bananas. That will take their... Wamai is now downed over an aviator. Maestro getting in position to possibly get the pickup. Platts getting a pick onto Boomer. CJ is at very low health, and TKLV will take down Wiz, putting them in a 2v2. 1v2 since Wamai is down, unless Maestro manages to pick him up in time. We'll see if he is able to get him up. CJ, very, very low HP. Not sure how this is going to pan out for him as he sees the Maestro swinging top main, and that is an excellent play. They might have gotten the call if there was one down. TKLV in the right position, pushing in through Aviator. An immediate, perfect coordinated push, taking control of Aviator and getting a frag onto the Maestro at the top of main stairs, trying to rotate.
Oh yeah, very well done job from Michigan Tech. They needed to be able to big, and they were able to. Great work indeed. CJ going hard on the paint tonight. He's definitely someone to look out for. Check out the kills, 12 for him, but Platt's not far behind with a stunning 10. We're a couple rounds in, and these guys have been able to get a kill almost every round, which is phenomenal. The rest of the team not looking too shabby either, but a couple of them would like to pick it up. You do see the Thermite down to 1 kill. That is excusable as he is playing support, but even so, you do want your teammates to be able to win some of these 1v1s and stay alive as long as they can. That can be so crucial to a team as Max Payne stands on top of the leaderboard. He's playing the Smoke this time. He went down early. The Smoke at least did go down early, and that was a unfortunate beginning. We've seen some big plays with the SMG-11 before, so I'm excited to see both of the SAS operators on defense. Let's see how this one works out.
To go with the same site here, bringing the same defender setup. Goyo, Wamai, and Smoke all having shields in order to burn some of that utility. So we'll see how often they're going to take out those shields, burn some utility. Boomer and J-Man both bringing hard breach yet again. We'll see if J-Man manages to make it in the building without a TK. Flats reinforcing those walls, opening up a rotate is Max Payne. A last-second reinforcement coming down from Bananas onto that study wall over in Aviator, as they will go for that same push from Ruins. We'll see if they manage to get top floor control over that study side and top main stairs.
Indeed, I'm excited to see how this round will resolve as well. We're tied up for Michigan Tech. Montreal would like to pull away as they have decided to go ahead and stick back around in AVG. They want to keep it going on the same site. They believe they could win it, and I think they are justified in thinking so. Definitely a good team here, but they were just unable to outfrag the guys on Michigan. Let's see if it's going to be the same story here as CJ once again looks for an early pick. He would love to find one. Very aggressive from CJ as he's almost ready to solo push right into study, looking for the same kill he found last time and already getting ready to go into the old aviator. Things are happening incredibly quickly. And Banana is going to find Red for the first frag. A nice headshot from the Jaeger, but a good shot from CJ. He'll be traded out by the SMG-11. Indeed, Max Payne onto the head of CJ. We're seeing a little bit of a tit for tat here as Michigan is down 2, while Montreal down 1. They were able to get the refrag, and that's a pretty good beginning for them. About half the round has bled away. Montreal still looking to keep that lead up. They want to go to 5-4 as we are getting pretty dang close to the finale of this first map. It's going to end sometime in the next at least 6 rounds. So we'll see how it will go. Oh man, minute and 13 to go. Boomer still holding out. These guys have gone for a more untraditional push straight up through study. You see the G8 coming from red stairs here as well. That's TK on the lovely IQ. So 2 hard breachers and an IQ left alive. You've lost CJ, you've lost Red. Both of your big entry fraggers and I guess kind of flex support doing what you do. The roam cleaners are now dead with 4 guys on defense holding very tight angles. This is going to be a hard one for Michigan Tech to come out with.
Indeed, it will be. Hibana opening up another section of the wall, trying to get a long one into game. Silence getting a pick onto TK, and Boomer will get a pick on Max Payne. These Goyo shields have proven to burn a lot of utility, same with Mai and Jaeger. There's one in Classical Hall. Now, it looks like Platts is aware of that. Wiz getting a pick, and then Boomer will trade out Platts, leaving Boomer in a 1v2 situation. He has an angle. He gets an amazing shot on Wiz over in Vault, but the Wamai has rotated. He's moved out. Boomer with the clutch, bringing out that bearing 9 to take out Wamai. Well played from Boomer. Some very unfortunate timing as far as Montreal moving in through their rotates and getting those wall openings. They had the impact trick going out from Maestro, trying to block the thermite charges going from J-Man the Dude onto the bar wall, but he outsmarted him. He pulled one of those charges off before they were able to get it, and they ended up with only 1 charge down. And that puts them in a difficult situation with having no more impacts left to trick.
Very, very interesting. Wow. So, I'm really impressed, first of all, with Boomer pulling that off. I think that was a 4K. They put him in a really tough situation, and he was still able to absolutely engage the enemy with extreme precision, coming out on top at the end of the day. So a big congratulations to him. Did a fine job of making sure it would happen. Support player, by the way, as J-Man will be excused. Look at the amount of assists on J-Man. 6. That means he's been a part of 7 kills, which just about catches him up with the rest of the squad. So, you know what? He's killing it, man. Very proud of J-Man. But on the other side, a lot of kills for Montreal. They're all pretty well evenly spread. You do have a couple who have pulled ahead of the pack, namely Platts with over 10 now, I believe. Here we go. They are once again, excuse me, no. They're going to put up a couple of fortifications in AVG, but they're defending trophy statuary. I was going to be really, really impressed if they decided to go for a triple hold on AVG.
Definitely would have been an interesting choice to go there back-to-back 3 whole rounds in a row. It would have made this a very, very interesting pick. We'll see the castle being brought out by Silence. Platts is... I'm not sure what he's doing over there in Closet. They're double ADS. It looks like Platts is going to be going for a closet hold. But like you were saying, J-Man having 6 assists Every player knows what it's like to have one of those days where you just can't seem to get the heads. CJ putting out a lot of shots onto Silence as he just barely misses getting that frag as he's throwing up his last castle barricade. Just full speed entry into top man stairs looking towards 90. He knows that he's got a player super, super weak, and he's going to open up that scanner, try and figure out where exactly he is now. As we're just about a minute into the round, that barricade was opened up. Scanning, that's the castle. Now they know who is down at low HP because of all those shots. Boomer is going to be doing some drone work over on AVG's side. Castle has made his way back all the way to site. Max Payne is now posted at 90. We'll see how they decide to take that whole TKLV, getting a pick onto Bananas, and Wiz taking out TKLV for the immediate trade out. Very, very well timed. CJ making his way up towards 90 as the mute has backed off from there, and he will fall back into games. Hibana opened up an angle over from Study to try and catch that player out. J-Man working his way over around the windows on Master Balcony. We'll see if he has an encounter with this Ella that was last seen in Closet.
We will see. And we also saw some interesting barricade setups, or the fortified windows there from our man Castle. I'm excited to see if those will come into play as well. CJ now onto the bomb site just about. He's got some good lines of sight. Gonna fire down a little bit and not gonna be able to find the kill, as a lot of blasts are coming up from below. They want to kill anybody they can. C4 is extremely effective as CJ begins the hunt with a nice little ping. You see the Ash now breaking some of that vertical control. They want to get this down. Platt's going to take down J-Man. Unfortunate for him, but Boomer right back onto Max Payne. It's now a 3v3, and another from Platts as he'll be able to take down CJ. Now in a 3v2, this is a tough one for Michigan to win, but we've seen them in tough ones before, and they've been able to win out. So this is going to be down to Montreal to hold this site strong. With under 20 seconds, it's going to be their round to lose at this point, as well, they've got a fourth teammate who's magically appeared, and it is that time. A nice kill and finished up from Platts, as this man is going extremely hard. Oh my goodness.
The Boomer getting that trade out at the end, that was just a heck of a round from MTU and Montreal, bringing it even to 5-all. You saw that Castle being low HP really didn't have much of an effect on the outcome of that round. All players were relatively low, minus that Ella. That was the only player that did not see much damage being output onto their player. We'll see them going for AVG yet again, bringing the same attacker setups, and it looks like they're swapping the Valkyrie onto their lineup this time for Montreal. So we'll see how she places her cameras in order to provide intel for her team. Maestro, Jaeger, and Smoke staying constant in that AVG hold. And we'll see how... It looks like they're bringing Legion as well, so we'll see if they're doubling up on impacts. Valk being 6th picked out for a Vigil. They know they're bringing a Jackal, so this might be a way for them to burn some of those Jackal scans, cause the attackers to waste a little bit more time on roam clear. And we'll see how that ends up paying off, or ending up with a frag for the attackers. CJ on a tear. TKLV is working and getting lots of intel for his team. I would imagine he'll be working below, trying to take out any intel that he can. Red providing utility for the counter onto Wiz, as he will have those evil eye cameras set up. And I would imagine they're in the typical spots over in Study and at 90. We will see one over there at 90. I'm not sure where he put this other one.
Yeah, we'll find out. But interestingly enough, Platts has assumed the role as top fragger in the lobby. I believe he has 14 compared to CJ's 13, and I think we saw Boomer at 11, I want to say. We'll see the stats eventually, but definitely a good showing for Montreal, as they have drawn both teams very evenly matched, and that's something we love to see here, especially in a big game. It's always fun to watch two teams duke it out. This is the quarterfinals, so I mean, they're battling to stay in this series. They want to go to the semis, where they'll face a team from the opposite side of the bracket, and a chance to go to the actual finals. So one of these teams definitely could be the team that you'll see facing off another great team eventually. So it's interesting to see potential backstory and how these guys got here. A nice story to tell the kids. AVG is the name of the site, and already they are pushing it strong. J-Man has switched over to a little bit more of a flex roll with the Zofia, and a big frag from CJ. Red will be traded in fact, though, by Max Payne. A nice shot once again from the lovely SMG-11. The gun goes Burt, and it certainly does fire very quickly. Unfortunately, the low mag size will mean that it fires perhaps a little bit too quickly, and you run out very, very fast, but that's okay if you're hitting your headshots or just your shots in general. You're putting him down pretty dang quick. J-Man still trying to bully the guy. Let's see if he can do it. No, my goodness, what a shot from Max Payne. Finds a head immediately. J-Man's gonna fall. You see this lovely, Claymore sitting out just in case one of them decides to run unknowingly. And once again, Montreal pulls an early man advantage. They're looking very strong here, and that is something that this team is good at. Michigan has a couple of great fraggers, but when they aren't able to really frag out, they do tend to struggle just a little bit more than when the guys are on fire and playing like absolute maniacs. So we'll see if CJ and Boomer can do something. Boomer, however, has been downed and will be finished off by the Smoke. A triple kill for Max Payne on the round. He's nearing the 10K mark as well. So some very good plays from Montreal as they continue to dominate the field with just about 35 seconds left. It's going to be up to a lone CJ to clutch up a 1v4. That would be huge, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. Makes it a little bit closer, but he's run out of time, and he's definitely running out of chances.
DJ being taken out eventually by Max Payne with the 4K on the round. He was putting shots down over towards the Maestro behind the games bar, but the unfortunate situation of him being in a 1v3 puts that pressure on him, and undoubtedly Montreal is going to have crosses and trades set up. Very well timed shots and excellent shots being put down range from Max Payne on that smoke. Very, very great hold over at that aviator door. That was crucial. The Claymore being placed down by the Zofia over onto that door in case he decided to push out ended up not paying off in the way that he had hoped. But Montreal bringing it to 6-5 in their favor, so this will be match point if they end up holding this one tight. But back and forth as this game has gone, it will be a close one, undoubtedly. I would imagine this one will not quite finish out until the last 30 seconds, so it has been a lot of roam clearing, a lot of one-for-ones going out from both teams. It's a lot of great gunfighting, and we will see how this one ends up playing out as we get nearing to the prep phase. We'll see that they have decided to go with kitchen and dining, bringing a lot of the same operators yet again. Double drone denial from both the Mute and Mozzie, Platts and Silence respectively, and they swap TK onto the Sledge in order to provide some more vertical play. J-Man swapping from his Thermite onto Zofia. So they're bringing a lot of soft breach, hoping to get top floor control. I would imagine they will be taking control of up top before they decide to pressure site at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this take goes down. As right now, Michigan need to be able to win this if they stay in this first map. Montreal leads 6-5, which means it is match point. And if they win this site, then it will be, unfortunately, map over for Michigan Tech. They looked really strong, and this is a great matchup. But if Montreal can pull away here, we'll be heading to our second map of Clubhouse. Very, very excited to see what Michigan can pull out of, because recently they have been struggling a little bit more. I mean, Max Payne just able to win the gunfight time after time again. He is off of the smoke this time, playing instead the Maestro role, but he's grabbed 10 kills as well, doing very well for his team. And now the push will begin to resolve. They are going to try to go most likely for the upstairs, get a lot of control, but we do see quite a few of them ready to get in on the downstairs. Right now, a lot of droning still going in. You have seen this team before move very, very quickly, and that can potentially be a downfall of its own if you're pushing in too hard, you might get caught up in the old push and get flanked around on by who knows. So a slow, methodical rather push can be much more beneficial if they play it off well. But at this point, they've got a lot of room to cover in. Banana's getting a little bit of pressure perhaps from that window. He's going to fall off, try to keep himself alive. The idea of the roamer, like my caster said, is you got to stay alive, you got to waste time, and that's what the Jaeger is hoping to do. That's on the first frag of CJ, and that's not looking great for the man over on Michigan. He really wanted to be able to pop off, but he's been slowed down heavily by this aggressive Montreal team. They are doing so well on defense, and that is definitely going to play into the final minute and just about 15 seconds of this round. TK with 6 kills, looks for more as well. As this is going to be almost a do-or-die site for Michigan. Not almost, this will be a do-or-die site for Michigan, and I'm excited to find out. Go Bananas with another onto Boomer. Can he find yet another? No, he'll drop off, but Boomer as well as CJ down. Finally, a refrag comes out, this time from J-Man. Second kill of the game, so a very important frag for him, taking down Silence. The Mute, not the most important pick, but you do have a potential C4 off the board that could ruin your day. And days have been ruined time and time before. Now with just about 35 seconds, the push is going to have to come out. Bananas will go down. An excellent shot, not finished off. Wiz as well falling, as all of a sudden, it's looking a lot better for this 4v2. However, Max Payne takes down J-Man, and the pickup will be happening for, I believe that's Wiz. Wiz is up, Bananas still on the ground, and what a shot from Red to take down Wiz right after he's picked up. Now at a 3v2, basically a 2v2. Make that a basic 1v2, as it's coming all down to Platts to do everything. The plan needs to go down, but it's Michigan Tech to find the final frag onto the Platts, as Bananas will die on the stairs. What a job, as I believe we will be offering a little bit of a rehost to both teams if they want to, just for free, as the lobby has been, or rather the server has been a little bit wacky.
That was quite the push from Red as he made his way in from China and just put everything he had into that push, getting some excellent shots downrange onto the defenders that were remaining on site. The Jaeger dropping, I believe it was the Hibana that was upstairs in statue. That was a very big pick from him, as that was the diffuser. I'm not sure if he realized that he had the bomb down up in statue, but had the attackers not been there to pick that up, that puts them in a very difficult situation where they might have site control, but the defenders are all rotated off and holding that diffuser since they know that they have the key piece to the offensive push. You may have sight, but if you don't have the diffuser, that makes it very difficult for you, as you have to track that down and re-clear out sight that you may have already cleared out. If they rotate out and set up a new hold upstairs, that's going to put you in a very difficult situation on the attack. But luckily, they had 2 downs and put Red in a great situation in order to get some kills on site and clutch up the round, bringing them to 6-6, which puts us into OT, offering the absolute best of both teams in OT. Michigan Tech starting out on defense in Aviator and Games, looking like they have the same operator setups as they did before. We'll see how they manage to hold this one out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, and look at all the over 10Ks we're seeing for Michigan Tech. Great job. It's Boomer, CJ, and Red who have now ascended to the level of godhood that it takes to be in that level of play. Doing a great job so far. Overtime, some team's going to have to win here. It'll be 8-6, 8-7 perhaps, but which side it'll go to is an entirely different question. AVG is the name of the game. Let's see what the game plan is, talking to games, as, well, once again, it's Michigan Tech back onto defense after a little bit of a hiatus. This is going to give them a bit of an advantage, as they will be able to come back to defense for a 3rd round if it is needed. So potentially a winnable situation coming out just because of how things are working. I believe it is the team that picked the map will be on OT for the attacking side. Not sure if that's correct, but I think that's what we heard. We'll see how this plays out, but Michigan Tech in a very good position to win this one, lose the next potentially, and then come back and win a final map. We'll see what happens, but at this point, anything could go. Both teams fighting ferociously for every single inch. It's been neck and neck the whole time, and already Wiz starts off on J-Man, the dude.
Absolutely, a good pick opening up from there. Oh, we have shots exchanged. TKLV also taking some damage. Wiz is down to about 15 or 20 HP. TK has got to be below 10. He's taking a lot of damage over in living room. We'll see how this fight plays out. It looked like he was over looking for the jump out on the Zofia at the beginning of the round, but he did not get the opportunity to do so. Silence tracking down that bandit as he is over in Memorial. We'll see if this ends up being a pick for Silence, taking out Red, who is lurking downstairs. Wiz and TK both at very low HP from their gunfights, but no trade is taken there. No one is taken off the team. With less than a minute left in this round, this puts a lot of pressure on Montreal, who has now pushed onto main stairs and taken control of study. But they have a lot of people anchoring on site. This might be the play for Michigan Tech, as they are sitting locking down site. Platts taking out CJ, who was posted up on the Maverick holes over by Games Bar. And it looks like they are going to begin their push. Zofia is posted up at 90. Platts watching for that rotate. Max Payne has diffuser, putting that plant down behind the bar. No one in vault, no one there to challenge it. Red getting a pick, and Bananas trading out that pick onto Boomer. A nade coming out from Max Payne over into Games. That will find TK with a great nade over into Aviator's sight, as now Red is put into a 1v4. He puts out some damage, hit by an air jab, and he will be taken down. University of Montreal, Silence bringing it home. The unfortunate timing of that air jab onto Red, and he is there. Silence with the clutch up frag. That frag, speaking of frags, that was an absolute bomb of a shot from Max Payne over into Aviator. What a throw.
It was a nice little huck, man. Very impressive indeed. And, well, you know, I said that potentially the guys over on MT, they could win that site, but they couldn't. And that could spell a potential doom for them if they are not careful. Going to be very interesting to see how this one will go. We saw some great plays from both sides, but right now it's going to take a whole lot of work from MT to come back from this deficit. They're going to have to win here and take us to as far as you can go, triple overtime. That'll be very interesting. The kills looking real good. All of these guys on Montreal are fragging out. The lowest on their team with 7 compared right now to the hard support of Jay with just 2. Even though he's playing support, he's doing his job. Those kills are going to add up over the rounds. And just being at that man disadvantage can be so disheartening. And eventually, it could really lose you the round. We'll see Montreal now on defense, defending trophy statuary. Man, this team is looking strong. I think they could win it out here, but Michigan Tech is definitely not a team to dust under the bus just as of yet, as I made up a totally new saying. Let's see how this round goes out.
Absolutely. It has been a battle of frags back and forth between Montreal and Michigan Tech. As I said at the beginning of this game, there are some excellent gunfighters on both teams. It's going to be neck and neck that whole time, and we have seen just that. It has been a very hard-fought battle on both sides. Michigan Tech and Montreal butting heads at every possible corner, and it has not been an easy first map for either team. Bring it to a 3-3 split now onto our overtime match point. Montreal up. We'll see if Michigan Tech is able to bring this one home and finally clutch this game up, or if Montreal will close it out here. CJ running the Twitch. It looks like they're going to be going for the same study push, working their way over from study and game side, pushing up and taking control. Max Payne is posted in Aviator. We'll see if he ends up putting some shots out onto any of the attackers. Bananas there as well, as we see 2 players, Boomer and J-Man, who are both working their way into sight, trying to clear this out now. Boomer droning his way up red stairs, trying to find these roamers. He will see a mute jammer, and he spots out the mute at top red, calling out to his teammates, and the red is pushed up onto red stairs. We'll see if he ends up winning this gunfight with Mute, but it looks like there's someone over at Double Door waiting to get across. That was Silence on Castle. Platts doing the same closet hold yet again, shotgunning out the floor. We'll see if that ends up playing out in his favor at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that gunfight rolls out. But half the round has bled away so far. No kills on either side. A little bit of damage on TK, but the first frag will come from Red. Headshot onto Max Payne. That's a good guy to take out, as he has been a hot hand for a little bit now. Michigan could clutch this up, take us to max overtime, and I'm very excited to see if they can do so. Something you don't see too often from Viella, or at least I personally haven't seen, is her shotgun. She will be bringing out the FO12, which definitely was used to great effect, but it's just not a gun I see a lot in competitive. So it's kind of fun seeing a little bit of a different weapon. And CJ onto Platts will shut down the FO12. Nana's going to get a refrag onto Red. And now things are beginning to heat up. Wiz takes a lot of damage from the breaching charge, taken down by CJ, as CJ goes for his triple kill. Last stop is Silence at a 1v4, as both of these teams are looking to win their attacking side. Silence silences J-Man, but he will be taken down by CJ, as I believe the man might have just got 19 or 20 kills. CJ definitely a very, very scary force to reckon with, and he is someone to watch out for the remainder of the season.
Absolutely. CJ with a fantastic push into Master. I was a bit concerned with him taking damage from his own breaching charge onto the player that was sitting behind that window on the shield, but he had some excellent frags, an aggressive push, and bringing the 4K for Michigan Tech. He has been an absolute powerhouse tonight. No matter what operator he has picked, he has been winning a lot of gunfights and doing a lot of damage to the Montreal team. But we are going into max OT, so we will see how they decide to hold Trophy Statue this time, opting not to go with Games and Aviator. Michigan Tech holding down the fort with hopes of bringing home map 1.
Indeed. This is very exciting, because from the very beginning, these have been neck and neck, and this is, for some team, it's gonna go the wrong way, and that'll be very interesting to see, as Montreal and Michigan Tech have fought ferociously. 7 rounds, but one single round gonna be the answer. And that is going to send someone to a little bit of an unfortunate 0-1 beginning to this series, which is going to be a pretty dang big deal at the end of the day. We'll find out just the way it'll unfold as overtime, max overtime, begins right now.
Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
Red being swapped off onto the Jaeger yet again. CJ opting for Doc. We'll see a quick run out. I believe it was from Bathroom. Yet there was no attacker that he was able to pick up on that jump out. Silence bringing the Jack for the roam clear yet again. Max Payne bringing those nades. We'll see if he ends up managing to toss one of those just as well as he did in our previous rounds. Boomer anchoring on site with Maestro, providing that key intel, as well as TKLV playing the Valkyrie. We'll see a pick come out from TK onto Bananas. That takes down their Ash, burning some of their soft reach utility. We have a current gunfight going down in Memorial, as he will be traded out by Silence. That is a Valkyrie down. Silence not taking any damage from that gunfight, as we are now brought to a 4v4 with just about a minute into the round. And we're still even. Maestro putting some shots down. Boomer getting a pick onto Silence as he comes out of Memorial. Excellent trade out from Boomer onto Silence. We have J-Man holding down the fort over in Astro. Defenders now cycling cams. Boomer providing intel. He spots the Zoe working her way into China. Shots exchanged between Red and Platts. CJ getting a huge pick onto Max Payne. We're now in a 4v2 for Montreal. This is not looking good for them. Sophia working her way underneath the opened up hatch over in Astro. She's going to blast out the bottom of the floor, trying to flush out anyone that might be posted up behind the desk, as we are just about halfway through this map. We'll see how this round plays out. It's 2v4. Michigan Tech is in a very good situation. We'll see how well they hold this one down.
Yeah, with about a minute to go, this is going to be a very eventful and Wiz and Platts, the last two operators standing for their team. Michigan Tech still have 4 out of the 5, but now it's a 1v4. The world is against Wiz. If he can clutch this out, he'll be known as one of the best players to ever hit this side of Siege. But he's in a tough position. Wiz going to be pushed from many angles. The smoke going to come in, pressuring him. He's still got 45 seconds, but he has no teammates and a whole lot of kills he needs to secure. But he's got to start with one. And there's one. On to J-Man. Beautiful shot. Takes down the smoke. A little bit less pressure on, but he still has to chew through CJ, Red, and Boomer. But there it goes. CJ finds yet another kill to shut down Wiz, and the first map will go to MTU. Michigan Tech finding a great win in a very heated and indeed a hard-fought victory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking a quick 5-minute break. Perhaps we don't know as yet. We'll check with the teams and then let you know. And it looks like we will indeed. Okay, but look at this. 22 kills from CJ. Fantastic job.
Huge
16 from Platts.
Absolutely. Just a frag battle back and forth. Max Payne, Platts, and Silence all with double digits. CJ is standing out above all with 22 kills. An absolutely disgusting half from CJ. Very, very well played from both sides. Montreal and Michigan Tech both fighting it out to the end. It was a very difficult and hard-fought battle on map 1, but Michigan Tech will bring that first map, putting Montreal down 0-1. Like I was saying, we have a lot of gunners on both teams, and now as you guys have seen, this one will definitely be an exciting second map. We had a lot of gunfights going out on both sides, lots of trades. We're moving on to Clubhouse now, and I'm not sure how this one will play out, as it is a bit of a different site and a little bit of a different holdout.
Okay, so we will be going to intermission just for a little bit, so don't go too far. We'll be right back for some more Siege here on the lovely CEA. Till then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CEA Siege. We're happy to have you as we have two teams going head to head. It's the University of Montreal going up against Michigan Tech University. We've seen some pretty crazy things so far. It has been an insane matchup. We went to triple overtime where Michigan Tech was able to win out on Villa, but now we're headed to Clubhouse. So, Villa and Clubhouse tend to be pretty similar. What do you think the outcome of this will be?
As far as the operator setups, I think we'll see a lot of similarities, but the outcome, I think this one, like Villa, will be neck and neck between Montreal and the Michigan Tech Gold team. Montreal opting to ban Thatcher first. For Michigan Tech, I would imagine that they will pick someone that doesn't really affect their lineup. They had a Jackal in play a lot, so I would imagine he'll be kept.
The Maverick. Okay. Yeah, that one makes sense because this is a big map where Maverick can do a whole lot of work. Think of CCTV. The dude can trick into that easy peasy. Without them, that's going to make it insanely harder to get through that CCTV wall as well as other walls that could be potentially tricked, like when you're attacking Gym Bedroom. Kaid makes sense as it would be almost impossible to get down into the hatches of basement when you're attacking Church Arsenal. If you don't have the Thatcher or Maverick, Kaid is just going to be able to chill there basically. So we will see a Zofia coming out most likely, or the Ash, to try to clear out the bandit charges that will be, or the bandit batteries that will be defending the CCTV wall. That's usually the strategy that comes out. So I'm excited to see how that one works. It's very, very technical, this map. It can be really frag heavy, but there are a lot of things that go into it to make sure the frags work out well. And are we going to start on the tertiary site? Interesting, as you usually don't see Gym Bedroom starting off first.
It is an interesting defense site pick from Montreal. The bans, pretty common picks from what I have seen myself. Like you were saying, Maverick is a huge asset for any attacking team. But if you know how to get around a defender setup without a Maverick, I say take him out of the equation. If the other team relies on him heavily from what you've scouted about another team, and you know how to work around him without actually having the benefits of being able to Maverick trick, I say do your best with what you know. And like you said, Zofia will be pulled in order to burn a lot of utility, take out any Maestro cams, castle barricades, and open up those floors. We have a very interesting site choice first in Gym and Master Bedroom. Castle is an absolute must as far as keeping these windows in Gym covered up, protecting your bandit if he decides to trick that wall, and keeping the attackers from getting a free line of sight onto those bandit charges. Michigan Tech, we'll see where they opt to push from. Looks like Silence is working his way over into cash. We'll see if Montreal ends up doing a cash hold, making the attackers force their way over through server and garage. But it's going to be an absolute gunfight battle as we saw in Villa. So we'll see how this one pans out here as we start out the attack phase of Clubhouse.
Indeed, we do. We do see a nice little defense coming on for CC as well. They're going to make sure they can block off a lot of the different options. As Gym, it's one of the weaker sites because there are a lot of options to get into the sites, and it's kind of tough, man. We'll see how this goes. As right now, Montreal on defense will be holding off a whole lot of difficult things. We will try to see the Zofia most likely try to get in there and blast open some of those charges. Looks like we have the Capitao to keep them off as well. Someone got downed already. Oh my goodness. And the fire will go out. That's going to be a nice opening for the Thermite of Boomer to get it, but will the trick does come down in time. So a very good job by Max Payne. He's going to kind of risk his life there just to get it down. And I mean, if it does work out, it could be very, very, very good indeed. Now the attack will begin onto that Gym window. You got TK. He's coming from a different approach now, looking to just kill the lovely little bandit himself, but instead he'll find Wiz. Down goes the castle.
Very good pick from TK. Max Payne being downed from outside. I wonder if it was the thermite or the capital that downed him. That was a very, very bad offset for him as far as taking that damage. He is still tricking that wall. This is putting Michigan Tech in a very difficult situation as we hit the halfway point in this first round. CJ and J-Man working their way over towards logistics, seeing if they're calling an audible. CJ getting a pick onto Platts, now putting Montreal in a 5v3 situation with Max Payne on low HP. Jaeger being down. Bananas is now down. TK is taking some damage, as have CJ and J-Man. J-Man being down and taken out by Silence as he pushes over towards logistics. They know there's another one in there, shooting a drone and backing off, rotating out towards construction, seeing if he can catch a pick through that hole in the wall. Red getting a pick onto Max Payne. That is a huge pick, putting Silence in a 1v4. Bananas is down, and J-Man will come through with the down. TKLV bringing it through. Excellent work from Michigan Tech, realizing they weren't going to be able to get that wall as long as that castle barricade was still up, keeping them from getting shots onto those bandit charges or the bandit himself. Very, very good choice to audible and rotate around towards logistics and push in through there.
Oh yeah, that worked really, really well. And we didn't really mention the Callie pick, but she is definitely an operator who could be kind of a ghetto Thatcher almost, where she can do the same job. A little bit perhaps harder to time, as she is nice though, and I'm glad teams are bringing her. She is a little bit unwieldy though with the old sniper rifle. She can be hard to get into those small little corridors, but you saw J-Man use it a pretty good effectivity. So hats off to the man indeed. Capital worked out well too. We're now heading to Church Arsenal, so this is going to be a little bit interesting. Church Arsenal is usually one of the tougher sites to break into, depending on how they hold it. We're seeing looks like a potential turtle strat. I mean, when you start seeing the Mute, Mozzie, and Vigil combo, then you have to worry about the old SSG triple floor hold that rarely ever works well. But here I think we'll have a couple roamers, but I really want to see these guys kind of stick down, dig their feet in, and hold it out. It's much better because, I mean, just the idea of having a team holding all three is already going to send most attacking sides to at least drone out and spend some time clearing each floor either by hand or with the drones. So I think it sometimes is a better idea to have, like maybe one or two roamers, but let them move back in quickly, because let me tell you, once guys break into the site from the attacking side, it gets very hectic very quickly, and you need every gun on the board you can possibly have.
Absolutely. Platts breaking out the pulse, he will be crucial to providing intel for his team as the attackers, whether they opt to push in and get the hatches and kitchen, that'll provide intel for a impact trick or a C4 being tossed out to try and get a pick onto an attacker pushing in. CJ droning out garage, looks like he will prone his way in, followed shortly by TK. And they'll be taking out that stock cam so that no one is able to scout them out, dropping into oil pit. They'll see and hear this reinforcement going down. It's going to inevitably get called out to his team. Oh, what a shot from Silence onto CJ, breaking out the SMG-11 and putting shots down onto the Capital. He'll be taken out of the equation for Michigan Tech. That is his second kill for this map, but there is another attacker in garage. We'll see if they opt to continue pushing down towards oil pit to pressure blue. Red and J-Man working together in tandem to open up these hatches with Hibana and Callie. Like you were saying, another pick from Silence onto TK. He did get picked off by the same Mute. It looks like Silence will take some damage, drop down to about 60 HP, but they still have all of their hard breachers, and Callie putting shots onto Silence. We'll see if that C4 connects, but no damage is taken from J-Man as he knows that the Mute is now in there. We'll see if Silence manages to rotate out in time, and it appears that he will, but he's not that far off. Wiz taken down by Red. Great pick from the stock hatch.
Indeed, this is a nice little start here. You got to give props to Silence. He's wasting so much time for these guys. He will finally be taken down by Boomer as the Thermite has to come around. Boomer is definitely alive in the chat as he'll put in a friendly GN. as it's not going to be taken very well at all. Now, in a 3v3 situation, you do have a couple of big guys up. Boomer, J-Man, and Red still kicking it, but you got Platts, Bananas, and Max Payne. All three of them you've seen do great things, so I'm excited to find how this one works. Ooh, just over the head on that one, but what a headshot!
Excellent shot from J-Man. Beautiful, beautiful shot from the Cali as he pushes in, taking down Bananas as well. J-Man putting Montreal in a 1v3. We'll see how this plays out. They do have control of Arsenal as he rotates into blue, and he will be taken out. J-Man bringing it home with a beautiful three-piece right there to clutch up the round. Once they had control, like you said, getting control of site, it is a very difficult position for the defenders to retake control of that.
Oh, yeah. It got real difficult there. And, I mean, just a fantastic job from the Kali. That was insane. Able to really, really do a good job. And you got to give props to J-Man there because he killed it.
Absolutely. J-Man had a little bit of a dangerous encounter out there with Silence on that mute pressuring over by Blue Stairs. But he ended up winning the fight due to the support of Boomer pushing in, getting that frag. But we did see a little bit of tempers flare in the chat, so we will try and keep this friendly interaction between the two teams. Michigan Tech is up 2-0 on this third round of attacking on Clubhouse. We'll see how they end up pushing on this third round, see how it plays out. It looks like they opted for the same hold in Church and Arsenal yet again. We'll see how the setup is put. We'll see if they end up holding the blue pit the same way that Silence did before. We'll see if CJ and J-Man TK end up pushing in towards Oil Pit as well. Undoubtedly, they will be more cautious pushing in, try and drone it a little bit heavier, watching out for that person holding in blue. They are reinforcing everything perfectly. They're getting all the hatches, making sure that it's covered up from any Hibana pellets. We'll see how this plays out as far as verticality. They opted not to open up a lot of the floor in kitchen last round with the pulse. That might have played a factor in it, as he can provide intel and guide his teammates into C4s. So we will see how they decide to push this one. Silence moving his way back into blue yet again, going for that same hold.
Yeah, going for the same hold will be interesting to see. CJ starting off with a nice single frag so far, doing a good job for his team, but it's really been J-Man, the guy to watch, with 4 kills for the guys. Silence with 3 on the other side, but that's the only guy with any kills for his team right now. Montreal starting off very slow, and you can see it already in the scoreline as Michigan Tech takes 2 very quickly. Silence holding the same blue position, looking to find a couple more heads. Man, J-Man going off that last round. Fantastic plays from the Kali. Really, really using that sniper to full effect. I'm always a little bit wary of it, as you know, you just don't know how well it's going to work. But boy, oh boy, that thing did great. And that thing absolutely killed it. We'll see how the attack will go. You got Bananas waiting for it to come down. Just about a minute and 15 seconds have passed as a beautiful from Wiz. It's going to be a great C4 and a J-Man. Down goes the hot hand of the Kali. And now here chilling in dirt will be, construction now Memorial Room as well being pinged out. Another potential C4 coming from Platts. Instead, he'll go for the headshot onto Red. Looking a lot better for Montreal right now as they have a 2-person lead. And now things are getting a little bit sketchy. Bananas says, yeah, they are getting a little bit sketchy. Takes down CJ, a 5v2 now. Michigan Tech in a little bit of trouble, perhaps the understatement of the year, as they really need to get something going for this round, or it'll be all but over on round 3. Minute to go, and that means Michigan Tech really, really, really does have to think about how they're going to execute here. And honestly, with all the angles that are being held, what options do they have?
Not much as far as Michigan Tech pushing in. Platts and Silence both locking down in blue. Bananas for his second kill on the round. TK being down over in blue, finished off by Platts. Montreal with a flawless round. Those picks early on, starting with the C4, that was not the right start for Michigan Tech as they pushed in, showing a much better hold than they did the first time in Arsenal and Church. Montreal had some big picks, taking out the Cali, the powerhouse player with the lead on kills. That was a big pick for their morale. J-Man was taken down pretty quickly, unfortunately, with the C4, but that pulse did come in handy, providing that intel. Red swinging that motor hatch and getting taken out by the pulse as well. Another set of great shots from the Montreal players, and they are opting to go for CCTV and cash this time. So this is the quote-unquote default site to hold when you're going on to Clubhouse. So we'll see how they decide to attack this one. Montreal, interesting setups as far as their holds. We'll see how they decide to hold CC and cash. If they opt to hold a little bit heavier into construction and master, they have had consistent roamers throughout every single round on
Attackers need to
both
locate
Villa
defuse
and now
any
on
bombs
Clubhouse,
they
so
can.
we will see how Michigan Tech adapts to their heavy roam. They're definitely going to be needing to clear it, and that is something that they will have to work out amongst themselves.
Yeah, they really are going to have to try to figure out what they want to do here. Michigan Tech could be in a quickly rough position if these guys on Montreal are able to go ahead and tie things up, which reasonably isn't that hard. Just a single round and it's back to a 2-2. So things looking good for Montreal right now. I think they have a great chance. I think right now, though, the big question is how will this defense go? CCTV can be so precarious because there are 5 different ways into the site. You've got through garage, you've got through the main wall, you've got through the window from the opposite side of the main wall, and then you've got an entrance coming from cache and then one from the stairs. So many different lines of sight you have to watch. As soon as you start losing people, the attack just gets insanely overpowered almost, where they just have an upper hand. That, of course, isn't always true. You've seen times where that's false, and it seems like they can clutch up anything. But I do think Montreal have to really, really focus on getting those opening picks here and definitely not letting this wall fall early and certainly without a fight.
Absolutely. We'll see Wiz going for the bandit trick yet again, while Mai using his magnets to try and block Red from getting those fire bolts up through the window and onto that bandit, as that will make his tricking a lot more difficult. We'll see one of the magnets being effective as another smoke goes out. It looks like Capital might be out of his charges here. Banana's getting a pick onto TK. He's falling back into blue. That puts the attack in a very difficult situation. Michigan Tech is now down their electrical intel. They're not going to be having anybody that can really go beneath and get these bandit charges off the wall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. A nice job there to kind of open up 2. That'll allow it to at least have 1 that does go off. So a good play from the Hibana there, as they do now have entry into the site. Well, not entry as of yet, but they do have a sight line, as someone will be spotting a nice little gun barrel there. Gotta be careful of that. These things do tend to poke out a little bit, as it'll be CJ hunting for the kill as those collie shots come racing by. Oh, but who's going to find the kill first? It's Platts onto CJ. Beautiful job for the Umai. That extra long barrel providing ample, perhaps bait for the man. Red will take down Bananas, however, in a nice refrag. And let's see what is going to go on next. Red, J-Man, and Boomer, the last remaining ops for the guys here, but Red with a double kill. Say, we'll be in a nice 3v3 situation. No Hibana means that entry into sight is going to be a lot tougher than it would be if she had gotten a couple more of those lovely X-Kairos off, opening up the entire, or at least a good section of the wall. Max Payne taking down Red makes it a little bit tougher again, as things are getting tougher and tougher as the moments go by. Now another big fight here. I believe that's the Kali trying to take on Max Payne. And another one, Echo, an extremely good operator who's been left unbanned in Montreal. Finish it up nice and easy. Round 4 goes to them, as we've seen 2 rounds in a row go to each side.
Well held from the Montreal team here. Red doing a lot of damage out from that Hibana hole outside of lower garage. But the picks onto the Hibana and Callie pushing into garage. Unfortunately, her shots were hitting on the railings. So I'm sure that was frustrating for J-Man as he was pushing into garage, trying to get rid of the echo that was up in the rafters. The damage going out from the my magnets onto Capital's firebolts and smoke bolts, in my opinion, that was the more detrimental part of their defense. The attack is a lot more difficult when you have a bandit that you know is actively tricking the wall, and you can't put any firebolts onto the bandit to flush him out of that wall. There's the option of getting up to the CC window and shooting them through the window, but that puts the Capitan considerably more danger than he would just firing from outside of the breach at lower garage. So that will bring it to 2-2 for Michigan and Montreal. We'll see the first floor site being played over in Montreal's playbook. We'll see how they decide to hold this one out. I'm sorry, it's not first floor. It is back in Gym and Master. We'll see the same operators set up. They're bringing the bandit. He will undoubtedly be tricking this wall again. Castle blocking off the window and door for Jim to try and protect his friend over at the wall. We'll see how Michigan Tech decides to get these castle barricades down. They do have Zofia and Callie, and I would hope that they have flash grenades in order to burn ADSs from the Jaeger over on Jim so that they can get that final barricade taken down, get some shots onto the bandit, get him off the wall. Makes their job a heck of a lot easier on attack.
You know, that is a big fact right there. It really does make it so much easier to just be able to take the dang bandit out, as can be quite tough. Kali looking to pick someone up early, as a nice little angle held onto that window. If anyone walks by in CCTV, they will promptly be shot at, if not just plain old shot. We'll see now. Silence has been a big name so far in the matchup, and we'll see if he can do some more things. So far in 4 kills for the 5 rounds, and that's not too bad at all. Nothing of a, a 22 and 10 that we saw from CJ, but hey, it's only round 5. Let the guys work up. Like you said, though, I'm interested to see how they take down this little castle barricade, as that is going to be essential to get rid of Max Payne on the bandit. Let's see if they're going to be able to burn through. They will try a little bit of a trickery here, just trying to toss in some nice little flashes, get him, ooh, well, that's going to backfire. Boomer is now blinded by all of the lighting, as they're going to go for the old double try. Let's see if that'll work out for him. Very, very tough, and man, the juggling over from this bandit is looking phenomenal. Putting these guys in a good situation on defense, as already half the round has gone away. What can you say, man? A great job, and the fact that the window has, or the doorway rather, has not come down, well, it's still up, is a big thing here, as once again, he just denies it. I cannot believe how much utility do they even have left. Have they used them all? Looks like they're going to be moving away, but oh my goodness. What a job, man.
Max Payne has just been on fire with the bandit trick. Silence getting a pick onto CJ. That takes Jackal out of the equation. That is a down onto Wiz. Castle is taken down over in master bedroom. I would assume from the Callie taking shots through that wall. She's going to work her way up to master bedroom window, try and finish him off. But it's very frustrating to see a well-organized push. TK getting a kill onto Platts. Seeing that push that's organized and not being able to get that wall done. J-Man and Max Payne taking out each other, getting kills. He's traded out Red, getting a pick onto Silence, putting Montreal into a 2v3. A little bit of damage on both sides. One lane from behind the bed. We'll see shots from Red. He takes a lot of damage. He pushes up, and he will be taken out by Max Payne. Boomer getting a refrag onto Max Payne. TK and Boomer are the last two up against this Jaeger as he rotates towards bathroom. We'll see if TK gets the kill, and he will. Bananas taken down by TK, covering Boomer on the plant. Well done on the recovery yet again by Michigan Tech, just getting completely denied over on the wall by Max Payne on the Bandit. It's a difficult situation when you have a Bandit that's tricking the wall again, but you have two operators that have the capability of taking out these Bandit charges, and you do have flashbang grenades in your arsenal from your different operators like Boomer's Thermite or Red's Hibana. And not sending those into Jim window, trying to burn ADSs, you can send Callie over to the window, have her fire a lance into the barricade, have Zofia take one of her impacts, knock that final barricade down. That makes your life so much easier. It's so difficult to see these well-composed setups and just not be able to close that out and get themselves set up the way they need to.
Mhm. But a good job on them to be able to win nonetheless. But yeah, absolutely great job for Max Payne to deny so many different X-Kairos and exothermic charges. We're now headed back downstairs to Church Arsenal. This site has been about a 50-50 split between who's going to win it. Max Payne now on the Echo. We saw Echo being used to extreme effect back in the old days of, I believe, CCTV, was firing down a whole lot of pain from Garage. And we'll see if he can be used to that effect once again. Silence back on the mute has been so effective here in blue. I think the big question is now going to be, can Michigan Tech pull away here for a 4-2 lead, or will it once again be that 3-3 that we've come to really just know between these two teams? I mean, in the first half of the original map that we played on Villa, it was a 3-3 as well. So both these teams so tight. You called it great. Right now they are very, very neck and neck, but Michigan has a chance to make it not so neck and neck and pull away just in time to switch over to defense, which could be very, very good for them.
Absolutely, and on attack on a site that you know its defense is very capable of holding it very strong, and especially if it's a map that you know is more defender biased, so to speak, you absolutely want to be in a positive situation coming from your attack rounds. If you know you have a strong setup on defense and you have a positive record as a team for holding this map and their sights on defense, putting yourself up at an advantage on attack, that is huge in competitive gameplay. No picks going out yet as we approach the first minute in the round. Bananas posted up in the same spot on main stairs as he was before. We'll see if Michigan Tech decides to push down in blue again and suffer from Silence and his dreaded SMG-11. But they are working into the billiards table at stage from Red, opening up that moto hatch by the bar on first floor. Defenders now are put in a little bit more pressure with that line of sight being opened up. We'll see Platt going out with his heartbeat detector, seeing if he can provide some intel to his team. We're going to have Max Payne. Oh, Silence has been downed over in blue. We'll see where he's getting pushed from. That's J-Man the Dude getting excellent shots onto Silence. That takes out one of their crucial spots that they've been suffering picks from. Beautiful, beautiful play from J-Man as he works his way over around that hatch and stock.
Oh yeah, fantastic job. J-Man has really done a lot of improving from the first map, as he was playing a much harder support role with the Thermite, but this time he's been going off with Kali, still perhaps a little bit of a support role, trying to use those lances to great effect, but he's been playing it like no other. CJ finds Max Payne, but not before it's a trade, apparently, as both of them go down to well-timed headshots. Good job for both of them. Shows a lot of skill on each side, but another frag, this time Banana onto J-Man the Dude. He'll drop it now in a 3v3 with just 30 seconds left. Things are about to get very tough. Michigan would love to bring it to a 4-2, but Montreal right now looking good to get some. Bananas making it look extra good as he's got the double kill in the round. Red goes down to Boomer, and TKLV are the last operators standing for Michigan. Boomer at very low HP. Bananas tagged up around 50, but still feeling better than ever before. Everyone taking damage as a triple kill from Bananas, and there it is. Defenders, we're in round 6, and I think that will be a quad kill from Bananas. Absolutely Bananas indeed. Good grief. So one thing I wanted to check on, this is Michigan Tech's map pick, right? Is that okay? Yeah. So they wanted to go here. I'm excited to see how they go on defense, but Bananas with 7 kills, Max Payne with 5 from Silence as well. These dudes on Montreal are looking good. They would love to take us to another map, but we're only halfway done through this one. So let's see how the guys on MTU respond to so far what has been a very, very back and forth, neck and neck matchup between two great teams.
Absolutely, two powerhouse teams that are just going frag for frag, trading out each other, and it's been an absolute bloodbath between the two, fighting for every single room, getting picks on both sides, whether it's defense first or offense, as we'll see them swap at the half. Yet again, a 3-3 split. It appears that CJ and J-Man have almost swapped roles on the scoreboards for this round, as CJ is dishing out assists and J-Man is out there with positive kills and fewer assists. So we'll see the CC and cash hold from Michigan Tech on this first site. So we'll see how they decide to hold this. They'll bring in the Echo as well. We'll see how Echo plays out in Michigan Tech's favor, as Montreal brought him out. We'll see how Michigan Tech uses him. Bandit being brought out from TK. We'll see how he decides to play this, if he's going to trick the wall or if he will pre-place and back off.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, as we'll find out how this one goes. CCTV can be difficult to hold once again if you're not doing it right. Find out just how well TK can swoop around on the old Bandit. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But right now, it's going to be a big play from Montreal to go ahead and to shut them down if they can. We'll see how it's going to resolve. But right now, a lot of pressure for both teams to get something going.
Absolutely. J-Man the dude falling victim to Silence on the buck. He will not take any damage in that encounter, as Smoke is taken out of the equation. And that puts Michigan Tech in a bit of a difficult situation, as they have one person who normally is fantastic at denying plants just taken out of play. That leaves Boomer on the Echo as their plant denial if they can't find any C4s onto the planter, or if they can't just gun them down in the first place. University of Montreal finding the bomb as they're droning outside, throwing nades up from below. It looks like Wiz will take a little bit of damage from his own nade. Flats with a beautiful shot from the lifeline and the Zofia onto TK. That takes out the Bandit, and that puts Michigan Tech in a very difficult situation. Not only do you have a plant denial down, you also have a hard breach denial down. So they will have Red taking a pick on to Wiz, but Boomer was taking a little bit of damage from Max Payne on the rappel, shooting him through the drone hole. CJ working back and forth in the rafters and garage. We'll see the Hibana opening up that main wall. We'll see how this plays out, as Michigan Tech was not able to get a main wall all the way open. Montreal being the first to do so. She has opened up, it looks like a crouch hole. We'll see Max Payne chucking flashbangs into sight, making sure there's no ADSs. Trying to burn anything out. It looks like they know that there's one in Catwalk at 90. He might flash himself here, but he doesn't. There's one in bottom of garage, and that is Platts getting a frag onto CJ. Pushing up those garage stairs. It's now a 2v4. Silence getting a pick onto Boomer, and Platts taking Red out to finish the round up. Very well coordinated from Montreal. An unfortunate set of picks onto the Bandit and the Smoke, which puts Michigan Tech in a very difficult situation on denying a wall, where it's so crucial that you try and hold that as long as possible.
You know, that's really true. It's kind of interesting to think of how it would go down if, like, the kills were reversed. If instead of, say, the Smoke went down, that he was able to kill the Thermite or the Hibana. Things could have turned out incredibly different, and we will never know. But right now, it is a nice little lead of a single point given to the guys on Montreal, University of Montreal. This is the first time I believe they have led for this map, so a good job to them for taking the lead now, as I think we are going back to CC once again. Interesting play, as that was a pretty overwhelming, crushing attack. Very heavy-handed attack that came from Montreal. I don't know if Michigan really should come back right away. But we'll see if they can figure it out. Maybe they have a better plan and they're going to be able to really figure this thing out. But look how much the guys are struggling that we saw who used to be absolutely fragging out. CJ went 22 and 10 in the previous, is now stuck at 2 kills with, like you said, J-Man just showing up for his team with 6, another 6 coming out for another player. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to outdo Montreal at this rate. We need to see a spark lit under someone's tail and really get this game going, or we could be headed to a quick old map 3 onto Cafe, which would be fun, but it will certainly get quite late for our guys over on the East Coast time. So for their sake, let's see what happens. Michigan Tech looking to defend again on CCTV.
Absolutely, it would be nice to see them closed out. However, Montreal definitely showing up and showing out and getting picks where they need to, not pressuring anything that they don't need to, playing smart, droning in, clearing out roamers. It looks like Wiz just barely caught a glimpse. I think it's J-Man that's down at bar. It looks like he caught a glimpse of his shoulder, as J-Man does have about 25 damage taken off. So we'll see if that affects their play. He's going to be downstairs. I'm not sure their plan, having the smoke, holding the first floor. They're going to drone out Jim looking for roamers. Platt's trying to push in from the far side and gain control of Master and Construction. Banana's pushing out, opening up part of the wall. A few shots are taken from, it looks like, Catwalk. Silence getting a pick onto Red. That takes the Jaeger out of the equation. No damage has been taken from Montreal so far. It's looking good for them. They're not as easily prepped to get the wall. CJ getting a pick onto Wiz. That takes the Sledge out of play. Another pick from Platts taking CJ out. He is traded out. But the Bandit is still alive and well. He's going to be working that wall, trying to keep the Thermite from opening here. Max Payne trying to get this wall open, make their push a little bit easier on attack. But it is a 3v4. Montreal, almost all their health. Wall is now open. This puts Michigan in a very difficult situation here for sure.
It really does. It's going to be interesting to see how the remainder of this round plays out. Right now, it's going to get pretty tough as we have to just kind of stay here, but it'll be Bananas to get the final kill. A great job there as he's going to be able to take him down.
Well played from the Montreal team, getting picks early on, flushing out the roamers, getting refrags onto the players. So we will see a 5-3 lead for Montreal as we go into this 9th round here. It looks like we will be calling an administrative rehost due to some echo issues, as the Pro League has brought him back in, but there are still some rule changes at the collegiate level, so we will see how this administrative rehost goes down. We are back. Sorry for the administrative rehost. There was a discussion about Echo's usage as he was brought back into play by Pro League, and Collegiate has had their different rules since. But Montreal and Michigan Tech both using Echo on this map. He was banned on Villa, but he has been used this map. But since both teams have used him, they wanted to make sure that there was nothing in violation of the rules, and if we would need to do a little bit of math as far as who is up or down based on Echo usage, but luckily we have not had to do anything as far as this map and Echo usage. Michigan Tech and Montreal. Again, I am Stock Anomaly here with Slayzilla, and thank you guys for tuning in to these absolutely fantastic Siege matches today.
Oh yes, indeed. It's been a bit of a wild ride. We've seen some crazy close games, but look at this. It's Montreal beginning to pull away with a 5-3 scoreline. If they can win a single round more here in Church Arsenal, they'll place themselves in prime position to take us to a map 3 of Cafe. Oh boy, this is big stuff for both teams here. Michigan Tech want to keep themselves in it because let me tell you, a 5-3 looks a lot worse than a 5-4. I guess even a 6-3 looks a lot worse than that. So let's see what they can do, because Montreal is threatening to absolutely punish these guys, and I believe that would be a trade of each other's map picks. Always interesting when you see that. You never really know who's going to be able to take it in the final map. Both these teams just locked in absolute mortal combat. It's going to be real fun to see how these guys hold out. We're seeing downstairs pretty sparse right now. There we go. Guys beginning to rotate in and out. TK moving up the stairs, going to Oil Pit. He'll be chilling in the garage for the time being as the round does indeed begin. Whole lot of guys spawning in, ready to go. This is going to be one of the most intense rounds we've had, simply because Montreal is so close to securing a match point.
Absolutely. Like you said, Montreal, if they manage to pull this round out and put themselves in position to take this map home before they hit overtime, that would be a dream come true for this team. They would like to bring the scoreline even to 1-1 for Villa and Clubhouse. We will see the Hibana working her way in, but we have a pick from J-Man onto Silence, taking a little bit of damage as he gets that, but he'll take a stim from CJ, bringing him back to full HP. A very early pick onto an important operator for Montreal. They have only one soft breach left. If you want Wiz to work around with his shotgun in the kitchen, that's up to you, but the Buck can provide a lot more soft breach damage, opening up more lines of sight for this Montreal team, but he is taken out of the equation very, very early into the round. We're less than a little bit over than a minute in, dodging a Mozzie pest at the bottom of main stairs. I'm not sure how he got around that. It looks like it was just at the platform of the stairs, and jumping onto that railing might have saved his drone right there. Moto hatch being opened by Bananas. That opens up a line of sight for Montreal. We have TK and Red holding down Blue and Shirt respectively, with CJ running across the table trying to help out together. We'll see how Montreal decides to work around this loss of the soft breach here.
It will be interesting indeed, because not only is it a soft breach, but Silence has been a pretty big component to Montreal's team. So the rest of the guys really going to have to step up and absolutely go for it. We'll see what happens within the final minute of this round. Big things for Michigan if they can stay alive, but Montreal are looking for greatness as find onto CJ. The dock goes down. A good pick from Platts, who's once again been a real big component. Banana again as, oh, he's going bananas too, as J-Man and Red both fall. All of a sudden, the pendulum has swung back in favor of Montreal, and they're looking to shut it down for good. Montreal win round 9. They've placed themselves on a match point, and this will be so difficult for MTU to walk back from. Michigan in a very tough position after losing that one out.
Absolutely. At the pace that Montreal is going, it looks like we might be going into map 3 on Cafe. I won't count Michigan Tech out. They have been a beautiful coordinated team so far. They fought very, very hard on Villa. But they're going to need to fight a little bit harder on this clubhouse map as they are down 6-3, putting Montreal very, very close to bringing it even on the scoreline. They'll opt to go gym and bedroom, but they'll need to six-pick to a castle if they want to block lines of sight. We'll see Boomer's sixthing. There it is. There's that castle swap out from Mozzie. He's going to be crucial in holding cover for that bandit. TK, we'll see him over on that wall trying to trick. Let's see if he does the same massive amount of damage onto their hard breach as Max Payne did when Montreal was defending. They're going to be opening up some rotates over and master towards Jim. It looks like they're going to be going for cash hold, putting bandit on the wall. Let's see if it's as effective for Michigan Tech as it was for Montreal.
So I would almost like to see Wamai brought in as well, because he's paired great with the Jaeger. I feel like the Doc could go and Wamai come in, and that could be really, really nice, because this is a site where utility matters so much. Those windows can just be chucked in. Anything can be chucked in there, nades, whatever. And as soon as those ADSs run out, you know, only 2 charges per ADS for a total of 6 things, which is quite a few to burn out, but once it's gone, it's gone. The Wamai could potentially be really, really useful. So we'll see if they're going to suffer from that. This is a team who's been struggling on the main sites. Yeah, I mean, CCTV and Church, both primary and secondary sites, now heading to their tertiary site of Gym Bedroom, hoping for something to stick, because if it doesn't, we're headed into Cafe Dostoevsky with a pretty tough little ending for Michigan here. They really would like, but they're gonna have to win 3 in a row first. And that's not exactly easy.
Absolutely. Is CJ taking a bit of damage, as I believe he was the one that was in CC. He's going to be healed back up by the Doc. TK is on the wall, countering Max Payne with the thermite. They're going to be chucking nades in. Wiz trying to get rid of this bandit, sending a drone out, see if he's still on the wall, but he's not able to save it as Max Payne opens up the wall, putting Montreal in a very good position here outside on that balcony. They're going to be looking in towards the main stairs. Wiz has taken a little bit of damage. He's only down about 25. Boomer moving back into master bedroom. We have someone rotating out into dirt. If they end up making a punch hole and peeking off of this to get a pick, that would be huge for the Michigan Tech team. Wiz getting a pick onto J-Man. Down goes the smoke. Wiz another pick onto Boomer. That puts them down into a 3v5. He gets picked off by CJ sitting over master bedroom. Another pick for CJ. That's 2 now. Platts is down. We're back even at a 3v3. Let's see if CJ can keep doing damage to these attackers. Another one is in bathroom. That's a triple. He's making his mark on this game. Silence taken out. Hibana and Therm last 2. CJ is down. Max Payne taking out Red. It's even at a 2v2. CJ low HP taken out by Bananas, as Max Payne is also brought down very, very low HP. He rotates into bathroom. Let's see if they're working on getting a plant down. Lobs a C4 out to the master bedroom door. He's got to push up off of this wall, see if he can catch them on that bathroom rotate. As the thermite hops out, Max Payne is going to be covering. TK taking out Bananas. Now, thermite, very, very low HP, over in Gym, and he is not able to clutch the round for Michigan Tech, as University of Montreal takes home map number 2, bringing the score even to 1-1.
What a dominant ending for Montreal, man. I mean, it was super, super back and forth, but as soon as they switched over to attack, something just clicked and they were able to win all 4 of those big sites. Just a fantastic job, and you really have to give it to them. They worked hard, and they honestly deserve that win 100%. I do believe we're going to take a short intermission until we head into our final map of Cafe. We'll be sure to go ahead and confirm that with the teams, and we will indeed be heading out. So guys, don't go too far. We'll be back again with Cafe for the final map of this intense series. Going to be exciting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again for CEA Siege. Good to have you back as we are ready to go into our final map of this series. It's been an intense one going to Villa, then to Clubhouse, and both teams coming out on top for one map respectively. But I, of course, am Slayzilla, joined by the lovely and fantastic Stock Anomaly. Stock, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing well, thank you very much. How about yourself?
Fantastic, man. It's been a great night for Siege.
Absolutely, it has been a fantastic night so far. And before we get started, I would like to take a quick moment to thank the sponsors for tonight's stream and tonight's set of games. Corsair, What's New, and Rogue Energy. Thank all of you very much for being sponsors of tonight's games and stream. It is an absolute honor, so thank you very much for being a part of this community. You are the reason we get to enjoy University of Montreal and Michigan Tech going head-to-head tonight in an intense battle. First up on bans, Capital. For the attackers, we'll see how he comes into play. On the ban list, we'll see what they decide to do for Michigan Tech on their ban. I would not imagine they would ban a Jackal this time, so we will see. We'll see how they decide to go about this. Thatcher coming from Michigan Tech. That will be crucial as far as their pushes onto kitchen and bakery side. That will make their job a little bit more difficult as far as flushing out a bandit or a Kaid, assuming that he does not get banned. What are your bets for this next defender ban?
Well, Cafe is always a little bit harder to read, so I'm not sure. I do think we'll see Amira, and as Echo is going to be hard banned for this map, we have to see the Echo. So I think Amira will be one of the bans, maybe not the first to come out. Okay, maybe it is the first to come out. So first off, the Amira is going to go for the second ban on defense coming from Montreal. Oh man, I think they are going to go for, let's see. I really don't know, because Echo would be a good ban here, but because he's gonna be the Valkyrie, that makes sense. Take out their information and you take out a good chunk of what they can do.
Absolutely. The Maestro has been a very common pick for both of these teams on their defense rounds, providing both intel and with the laser shots taking out some of those drones and being able to block a little bit of the hard breach if possible. But we are going to get into the pick phase of this first round on Cafe Dostoevsky, with Montreal opting to defend first, Michigan Tech Gold Team going for the attack. J-Man the Dude breaking out Cali yet again. We saw him make some fantastic plays on Clubhouse last map. Wamai and Jaeger doubling up for the projectile denial. Wamai can bring a shield as well. They're going to go for double drone denial as well, breaking the 6th pick out from Elysian onto Mozzie for bananas. And Silence has been an absolute powerhouse on mute today. He has made some fantastic plays holding down blue in Clubhouse, and I look forward to see him play mute on Cafe as well.
Talking of Silence and Mute, the elite skin for him, the little sprite that they give him, little thumbnail, I guess, is so terrifying once you realize those deep blue eyes are staring at you, man. I remember the first time I saw that, I was tripping. It had me absolutely freaked out. But he is a good operator and he will be brought. Silence has been just great with that SMG-11, so deadly, as we will see the Wamai come out alongside the Jaeger. That's going to be great. Wamai most likely going to be chilling right there on that pixel angle where they do like to put a couple of ADSs down, a couple of those lovely discs from the Wamai. Now, something I've seen from one or two teams is they actually place the shield backwards, so it's, I guess, the face is pointing inward. And I've heard teams say that gives them a little bit better, I suppose, visibility. I think it must be preference, but I have seen that a couple times, which is quite interesting. These guys are not going to employ that said strategy, which is okay. The one that they're doing works absolutely fine, but it is interesting to see different strats emerge amongst the Siege community. Here we go for round number 1. It's going to be Michigan on the attack. They've got a couple of great operators. I mean, look at J-Man. The guy was a monster on the Kali. Let's see if he can do it again. because he was going off with her. I'm excited to see CJ back on the Jackal. I want him to be able to pop off again too, just for the sake of him. The man is a great player, but he's got a lot to work through. These guys on Montreal, I don't think there's a single one of them that I could call the weak link because they all work so well together. Let's find out how this first defensive round is going to go.
Absolutely. It has been a battle of gunfighters on both teams. If you'll pay attention to the operators and the icons that are next to them just for a quick second, the dots that are next to each person's name, that indicates how many drones that they have. So while these attackers are pushing out from the Mute and the Mozzie, you are able to tell how many of their drones have been taken or destroyed by the defenders. Just a bit of interesting information for those of you watching at home. And it's now that they have begun opening up the hatches up above Red Stairs and on the new balcony. We'll see Mozzie tucked very tight underneath of the bomb, underneath Skylight, watching towards those pillars. And we have CJ, first one to enter in first floor. We'll see how he plays out, moving in from first floor over by main entrance and tables, hunting down those rumors, seeing if anybody is lurking down below. TK dropping onto Red Stairs. He's going to try and work his way over, but we do have Bananas, who is in train. He's going to have an interaction, and he will take out Red. That is Maverick from Michigan Tech. They have a bit of difficulty now with their operators opening up walls. They do still have the Habana. She'll need to work with J-Man in order to get those walls open. Boomer sending a interesting little prone hole as J-Man drones out that Wamai over in Pixel Angle. CJ using his scans. There's another person that has worked their way over towards train. That's the Mozzie. There he goes. That's CJ with his pick. The frag back onto Bananas. J-Man taking a little bit of damage on his interaction with Platts. CJ taking out another one. That's a double kill. He's taking out Wiz. There's two people over in Cocktail. He's going to get taken out by Platts. As we are in a 3v3, now 2v2, as Silence and TK will both take trades out respectively. He's taking a lot of damage from that Capital Bolt, or not, I'm sorry, not the Capital Bolt. Platts taking out TK, and Montreal will take this round. What was he getting damaged by? Was that the Maestro cam, or were those bullets flying through the bar?
Was indeed the Maestro cam, I believe. Now, that was an interesting attack because it was really low. I mean, it was almost a minute before the guys started entering in, like a minute left, and I don't know, it just kind of felt a little bit sluggish almost. You did see some great kills come out from CJ and the likes, but they didn't really push Piano or Cigar Lounge at all, and kind of just went for the opposite. They just pushed in through Cigar Shop, I believe, and kind of got shut down there. So a good job from Montreal to start off defense well, as they'll now be moving downstairs to the fireplace and reading room. Always nice to get a little bit of the old books on. We'll see if this is going to work out. Once again, those scary eyes from the Mute, staring into my soul. Oof. Let's see what they can do. The Umai, I still really agree with. I think he's a great operator. Glad he's being used. I'm happy when we start seeing new operators come in. Kali, good to see you. But I really want to see a meta, or at least a certain strategy where Yana is brought in more frequently. I think that could be really fun.
Absolutely. Yana is a very interesting operator that serves a lot of utility for a team. Due to the recharge of her replicator device, it does limit the speed and tempo at which you can push in with her drones. It does provide a lot of intel, though. It is a constantly regenerating drone system. On attack, that's important. If you can send drones in, you use your drones to get intel. If you have a human-sized drone that makes the same noises and scares attackers out of angles that they might be holding, that is perfect on attack. You can use that to your advantage. And it definitely is good to see new operators being brought in. Like you were saying, Wamai is a huge choice. Doubling up with a Jaeger, that is a huge advantage for the defenders. That is double projectile denial. Very important that you have those. Especially with operators like CJ's Maverick and TK's Sledge, where you have those deadly grenades. You don't want to fall victim to that. And they will work up and break down castle barricades over by White Stairs. That is TK opening that line of sight up. And with the second floor hold in reading and fireplace, you have to hold top floor with a lot of intensity. If you lose top floor, that allows the soft breachers to take advantage, open up lines of sight, and make the defenders that are anchoring on site absolutely difficult, if not impossible, to stay on site without taking damage.
Absolutely. You have to worry about those a whole lot. We got the Maverick here doing a little bit of burning. Is this a soft wall he's chewing through? Very, very interesting indeed. No soft breach to help him out. He's trying to get through. He's trying his darndest, man. Okay, there he goes. So they are taking control pretty well of the third floor. That's going to be so important here. And now being able to rain down fire, but also fire is raining from below too. Got to be careful of that hole that does go both ways. Montreal right now sitting on defense. They're looking pretty good as a nade goes out. Will it find anybody? Not looking that good. Second one going to try to take out that beautiful barricade, and I don't think it does. Misses. That is unfortunate for the Maverick.
Indeed it is. It is an unfortunate circumstance to have that perfect setup, being able to take down that barricade. CJ finding a pick onto Max Payne. That is the Maestro that'll be taken out of the equation. Boomer has taken quite a bit of damage, as Bananas will frag onto Red, but he will get traded out by CJ. That is a Wamai down. That is regenerating projectile denial that is now gone. Boomer is down upstairs though, so he will be reset down to 20 HP. The rest of the Michigan Tech guys are at full HP, bringing them into a good situation at 4v3. We'll see how Montreal decides to recover from this situation. There's 30 seconds left in this round, putting pressure on Michigan Tech to get an attack going, take control of the site, and get this plant down if they can. They have drones coming in from CJ and J-Man. They'll see that library and laundry are both clear. Unbeknownst to them, there is a Jaeger lurking on White Stairs. He will get a pick. That's flats on the J-Man. He's taking shots from the laundry room. Silence getting a pick onto Boomer. That puts him in a 3v2 situation. Silence being taken. Absolutely great hold from Silence. He is taking his sweet time over pillars, wearing down that Michigan Tech team. Dropping down was Sledge, trying to get the pick, but for naught.
That dude's scary, man. Silence is not someone I would like to run into on a dark alleyway. In fact, I don't think I'd like to run into any of the operators from Rainbow Six Siege in a dark alleyway. That would be terrifying. I just feel like they'd mess you up real good. So once again, the attack has failed to get something going. It's an unfortunate beginning, but yet it has transpired. CJ back on the firing pit, though. He's got 4 kills and only 2 deaths, but Silence is matching that. 3 from Plats, 2 from Bananas. These guys are certainly here to play for the win. They feel it. It's so close. This is the decider map. Whoever wins here wins the series, and all the other work, all the time spent, the hours put into just this series alone will have been good for nothing almost for the other team. Some great learning experiences and some good VOD reviews to go through. But other than that, no victory, no point on the board, and you will not be moving forward in this competition, this tournament. I don't know if there's a loser's bracket here, or you just, okay, yeah. So once you're done, you're done. And that's a pretty big pressure to put on 2 teams. And I think we're going to start seeing that as the rounds get closer and closer to the final. It's going to get intense here. Michigan need to be able to find their legs and really get going, or they could be in big trouble. Kitchen defense now, as we've seen Bar reading and heading downstairs. It's nice to go 3-2-1. A good little order there. So shout out to the guys on Montreal for taking us down nice and easy. This site can be a bit difficult. Once again, there are a lot of different ways in. You got plenty. You've got through Bakery. You've got through the opposite side on Freezer. You've got a couple entrances from north to south, and they are only barricading 1 to get a little bit of line of sight. A lot of people don't want to jump into the Freezer, as it is kind of just a nice little box for the defenders to kill you in. There's really, it's hard to push out of. But, I mean, it's an option, and options, variety even, are the spice of life, and indeed the spice of Siege. Round 3 coming up. Montreal leads 2-0. Can they go 3-0?
We are about to find out, as we're about 30 seconds into this third attack round. Montreal with the lead 2-0. Red has been swapped off to the Jackal, CJ bringing his Maverick back for another round. And this will be an interesting setup from the Montreal team as they have one that's posted in Bakery. CJ might get into a fight with him as he's going to cook a grenade to send behind the display, flushing him out, but he has already moved over into Small Bakery. He will be downed. That is not good. I don't think he is aware that he downed him. Silence finishing off CJ. They have a rotate from Bakery. That is how he bailed out of that grenade so quickly. Also, that line of sight onto Freezer allows for a cross to be held, both from sight and from the person playing in VIP. We have TK with a fuse up in train. We'll see if he's able to deal anything with those explosive charges as he puts that over prep room. The defenders on site are aware there's a fuse now. Platts and Max Payne both running in fear as that fuse is raining explosions down from above. We have Wiz in Small Bakery as he was the one that took damage from CJ. C4 being prepped by Silence. Maybe he can get a pick onto that fuse that's waiting up above. Wiz simply rotating back and forth between the Small Bakery door and Bakery to try and flex between these rooms for his defense. J-Man the dude working his way down Red with a pre-placed Claymore. He sees the rotate and probably got the call that there was one. Red getting a pick on the Platts. That's the Jackal taking out Jaeger. But he gets the call. Wiz getting the call, moving over towards a tucked angle and Small Bakery. We'll see if he's able to get the refrag. J-Man the dude, a pick onto Wiz. That is another one. J-Man the dude, a second pick. Both headshots onto Silence this time. He's now with the rotate on his side, seeing feet move over by Double Door. We'll see if he swings. Max Payne getting the frag onto Red. Downing the Maestro. Oh no, downing him, getting down himself. Bananas saving his teammate as Max Payne is in a 1v2 until that teammate can get revived, which he is doing right now. TK covering the plant as Boomer puts it down. Bananas getting a frag, and he will be traded out. TK and Max Payne having an interaction there, but Montreal bringing the round to 3-0 on Cafe.
You know what they just did? They just did a perfect rotation on defense, and that is a little bit scary for the guys on Michigan Tech. Also, a little side note, J-Man, the dude's name is absolutely phenomenal because it sounds like you're complimenting him every time you say his name. Like, J-Man, the dude, getting another kill. But those two headshots definitely deserve a couple of compliments. The man is a legend on the Kali. The big question is, we're going up to Bar Cocktail once again. Can they change something? Right now, they need to because they are in a tough position. Let's find out because it's going to be a little bit tough, but if they can get it going right now, I think these guys over here on the lovely Michigan Tech have a standing and a great chance. They have fantastic operators. The big question is, can they change it before it's too late? Seeing the perfect rotation, dude, that's a little bit scary.
Absolutely. They will be attacking up top, but they are down 3-0. Now that they have gotten a chance to glimpse Montreal's holds for these three separate sites, we'll see if they're able to adapt to their holds. CJ has been doing a lot of damage against this Montreal team. J-Man the dude with his two-piece last round as Cali. But it looks like Boomer and Red haven't quite been able to get things going quite yet. Hopefully they're able to get themselves back up on their feet and get some picks in this round. I would like to see an excellent map just like Villa, neck and neck. Let's see if Michigan Tech can bring it to 3-3. I'd like to see a beautiful split at that half, bringing it even, showing that you may have beaten us for 3 rounds back to back, but we can do the same. We're not out of this fight. We're still ready to play. We want to bring this win home.
And they definitely can. Big option here. Not an auction. And look, the elite skin from Zofia. We didn't see that for a while. Right when it came out, I saw the elite skin for Zofia played a lot, but not Sin. So very, very cool. The side profile looking hot. Great job, Zofia. Nice photo. Let's see what they can do, though. A couple Claymores going to go down just to prevent the potential jump out, run out, whatever you want to think about. And then they're going to try to ascend a very scary and dangerous cliff. So, This time, I would like to see these guys potentially go for a little bit of a quicker entry. Are they gonna? They have smashed the absolute crap out of those poor balconies.
That is a very interesting setup by the Mozzie and the Jaeger here. Platts and Banana sitting down under that bomb. Wiz getting a pick onto CJ. That is the Zofia. She will be taken out. That takes out a lot of the attacker's utility. It looks like we're off to about the same start as before for these Michigan Tech guys. Let's see if they can recover as we move to the halfway point in this round. Top red wall has been opened by Boomer. He has taken just a little bit of damage, though, presumably by the Wamai sitting over in pixel angle. I'd like to see them push some drones in, flush this Wamai out, and that is a heck of a shot from Boomer onto Wiz. Noticing the Maestro cam sitting over by the piano and the clock over. Oh no, we had a C4 coming out from Bananas onto J-Man. Silence downing Boomer, trading him out for that Wamai, putting Michigan Tech into a 2v4. Red scanning some feet, finding out where their players are, getting a little bit of intel for himself and TK, as TK is pushing up Red stairs. As Piano has been cleared out, Platts takes out Red. That puts TK against the entire remaining bit of this University of Montreal team. Watching his back, making sure no one rotates behind him. Probably heard footsteps from the Jaeger of Platts as he will finish off TK, bring it to a 4-0 lead for Montreal.
Well, these guys are looking so strong. It's absolutely insane. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a quick shout out to the man I am covering tonight. CDAPS in chat, we love you, man. Thanks for being here. But let's see what's going to go down. 4-0 for the beginning of defense. They have a chance to make it a 4-2, potentially. But is it going to happen? I don't know. I really do not know. It's going to be tough, that's for sure, because, I mean, I don't know if I could describe it anything else, but these guys are on fire over with Montreal. They're doing so well right now. Let's take a quick peek at the old scores real quick. I mean, just hit tab. Look at this. They are so evened out, 5-5, 6, and then 2-1. They're just fragging out real quick, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. They're going hard. And I don't know at this point if the guys on Michigan Tech can catch up. It's going to be tough, but here's the saving grace. In just 2 rounds, they will have defense of their own, and perhaps that's when they can pull things back. They would love to get a 4-2 going. Can they win here on Reading and Fireplace? That's going to be a huge question. If not, Montreal might just have a lead that will be irreparable in the damages that it causes. Michigan Tech need to be very, very careful on these next attacks and really try to get the most out of them, because they're running out of time and running out of rounds before things start get a lot sketchier than just a 4-0.
Absolutely. As we get into the attack phase, Michigan Tech has got to be wondering how they can change their play in order to bring themselves back into this game. No team ever wants to be down with a goose egg as you approach that halfway point where you swap sides. So Michigan Tech is definitely going to be trying their absolute hardest from this point on, even more so than they have been. Sledge on TKLV working his way up to open up those cocktail windows. Looks like they have gone for the same hold up top, sending 3 players up above, the Wamai, Castle, and Jaeger, as the Mute and Maestro sit and anchor on site, but Platts has made his way down to Snowdoor as it has been opened. That's J-Man the dude sitting outside waiting to try and get an angle on the Jaeger, but he drones him out, gets a quick glimpse, but he has moved out too quickly, so he will not be able to get any shots onto him. As we approach about a minute into this round, moving slowly but steadily on their drone work across the top floor, they're going to try and get this control, open up the floor with Sledge and Ash, and start working their way in, losing his drone to the Mute Jammer. J-Man the dude has been taken out by... Oh no, that is a friendly fire from CJ. Red taking out Silence and Platts getting CJ as he was already down. That is an unfortunate grenade from CJ. That is just not what you want to see. As we're at the halfway point, Michigan Tech down 3 to 4, and we will see how Montreal takes advantage of that. They definitely have been noticing that mistake and are wondering, are we inside Michigan Tech's heads, and how can we take advantage of our 4-0 lead? TK moving his way into White Hall, taking shots onto someone on White Stairs, but no one has been taken out just yet.
Yeah, oh man, we kind of missed the Nook play, which is cool. You don't often see her come in, but Wiz with a good kill onto Red now. Down goes yet another member of Michigan Tech. It's now a 4v2 situation with time and people running out. A great shot there, but it's going to be traded as TK finds Platts. Now, it's all upon TK, but he'll be shut down from the Wamai. Beautiful job by Bananas to end round number 5, putting it into their lovely favor. Great stuff as things are looking so good for Montreal and Michigan Tech. Man, what are they going to do? I think right now their only hope is to go on defense and absolutely tear them to pieces, because the attack is just not working right now. It just isn't going the way they want it to.
Absolutely. This is any team's worst nightmare, is going down 5-0, approaching that halfway point, and having that thought, can we be put down 6-0? No one ever wants to be down with a goose egg at that halfway point. That is the absolute worst. I'm not sure what's going on in the Michigan Tech's communications at the moment. They just haven't been able to get the right pushes together. So we'll see how they end up pushing for this final round. See if they can bring at least one round into their favor, as we are going into round number 6 on Cafe. So how have you thought that the Montreal team has been holding down so far? Because it seems that they have gone with the same strats for all their sites, and they have just held down every single site with the same intensity and not changed anything just because it's working the same. It's got the same effectiveness every single time.
I think one of the big factors to doing well in Siege is being able to set up refrags effectively. And I think that's something that Montreal does very well. In Tech is unfortunately lacking on a little bit. It allows for that man advantage to stay as a man advantage. If I kill you and your teammate kills me, then everything's still even. If I kill you and no one kills me, then we're at an advantage and you guys are in the hole. And so that's what I think Montreal is doing so well. If one of their guys goes down, they're immediately able to poke their heads out and take the guy who just killed him. And we see it a little bit from Michigan. Not gonna lie, they're a great team. We've seen them on Villa compete so effectively. CJ going off, but CJ once again is having no luck. The man is shut down by Silence. Silence is such a scary guy. The clash being brought out from Wiz to just slow him down so much. This is real tough, man. Michigan, once again, unable to get that refrag, and that is tearing them to pieces. The man advantage is so important as Boomer is pushing up now, ready to get that bad boy blasted open. But something's got to change real quick if they want to get this going. Clash is going to poke her head out and say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" However, they can still win. They can turn it around somehow. But if they go 6-0 into the half, I think it's just going to be too little too late. Michigan is not going to have the momentum or even the power to stop the momentum. Because imagine how good Montreal's feeling right now. They're going 5-0 on a team that did beat them on Villa, beat them in a pretty great matchup. And now they're here ready to shut them down in one of the most fantastic fashions we've ever seen. I mean, a 6-0, like you said, no one wants that, and it so rarely happens that it just hurts the very soul to see it come to fruition. Double kill, though, from Michigan Tech. It'll be Red and TK open up against Banana and Platts. Now the advantage does go to Michigan Tech, as no refrag has been mounted by Montreal. Perhaps take my words and throw them away, but there is the refrag from the Maestro. Another kill. Silence swings around, gets a double for him on the round. Now back again. The advantage does go to Montreal. The teams are swinging back and forth like a bit of a pendulum this round. Where will it go next? We don't know. But Boomer, very low in HP. TK, full HP. The guys on Montreal, a little bit hurt. One full HP and the other tagged up quite a bit. Going to be an interesting final 50 seconds of the round, because Michigan is in a tough position right now, and I don't know they can dig themselves out of this with a Clash still on the board, who's going to be very pesky as the round continues to tick down.
Absolutely. As we approach the last 30 seconds, TK is going to be taking some shots from a defender that's on site. Max Payne dropping Boomer as he was already at low HP, leaving TK all by himself in this 1v3 situation against a Clash and 2 other defenders. So this is not ideal for him. He's going to be nading Harry Potter to see if anybody is in there holding a tight cross to get baited by the Clash, but no one's there as he pushes down trying to check the angles, and Max Payne swinging out from behind that Clash double door, getting TK, bringing this to a 6-0 deficit for Michigan Tech at the half. This is a bad position for Michigan Tech. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it really is, man. And what do you think led up to this? Because I feel like they've been they started off so good back on Villa, but things have just not gone their way since. And now they're going onto a defense. And if you remember from Clubhouse, they were unable to win a single defense against the guys on Montreal. Is that going to be able to change, or is it too little too late? The kills coming out from Montreal are looking great. But then again, the kills aren't too bad on the side of Michigan either. This is just tough, man. This is just real tough, and I don't know what's going to be going down here. Oryx going to be 6 picked out. I was hoping to see the Oryx hard picked. Kali coming out from Silence. He's looking to get a couple clips for his R6 Siege. Oh, Oryx going into Oryx. No, into Jaeger. Dang it. I would be interested to not see the Jaeger, but oh, good. Let's see if he can get some cool clips for his Siege compilation, though, as he plays around with the Kali. The sniper chick can be very effective. We're starting up on bar, but you know what? It's match point, and this is a scary, tough situation. They're going to have to 6-0 them just to take us to overtime.
Absolutely. And to answer your question, like you were saying, it has been a mixture of Michigan Tech simply not being able to get their feet on the ground and just not having the right trades organized. Having the refrag is essential, like you were saying, because it balances out the position that your team is in. And if there's no refrag, that puts the other team at a disadvantage. And as someone that is noticing the lack of refrags, you definitely want to take advantage of that, because if you can get more picks and keep going, more power to you. Keep doing damage, because if they're not going to punish you for what you're doing, that is a fault on the other team's part. But we're beginning the attacking stage as Montreal is now on the attacking side. Michigan Tech on defense. We will see how they decide to hold this one out. They do have a Nomad on Montreal's team. That's Wiz sitting out an air jab at small bakery window and outside of red stairs on the second floor, covering those jump outs. We'll see if he ends up going on rappel on those windows as they work their way up top. Red on the vigil, moving his way down white stairs. We'll see if he's able to get any picks while he is roaming. There's no IQ on the attacking side, but there is that Nomad who can block off the rotates. Possible claymores from Kali and the Zofia, maybe even Thermite as well, but they have no IQ to detect that gadget, no one to look out for that Maestro with Boomer on his cams, so this might be an issue. But they have already taken control of Piano as no one was holding that pixel angle. Max Payne opening up the wall up close to Freezer and Bar, as Red is rotating down underneath Heaven, taking his sweet time looking over at the new balcony. We'll see if they end up getting the plant down here. This is going to be interesting. They already have that wall open, and PK is rotating up Red. I'm not sure any of the attackers are going to notice him yet.
Yeah, this is an interesting position, and I'll start with Wiz taking out CJ. CJ been the first to fall in the cup rounds, but he will go down to TK. A nice shot there as Kali as well is beginning to throw shade on in. Very, very tough here as the plant will be attempted. Let's see if it gets stuck. Ooh, down goes J-Man the dude, and Diffuser is planted. Bananas with another onto Boomer now. J-Man down but not out as of yet. Finished off will be J-Man. All of a sudden it's all in red. This is all but over with 30 seconds left and 4 guys to chew through. I just don't know if the K1A has enough horsepower to pull him to where he needs to go.
It is a difficult situation for Red as he is, for one, on the wrong floor, and for two, in a 1v4 situation. It looks from how he's playing right now that he is just going to play time, save his statistics. But they do have one that it looks like might be coming down Red over towards mining as the last 3 seconds go out. So we will see how that comes out. Montreal bringing it home with a massive 7-0 lead. And that was an unfortunate game for the Michigan Tech Gold team. So that is an end for this Cafe Dostoevsky map. Max Payne coming in as the MVP for this final map.
Wow. Well, fantastic. Now, do we have an interview, Duke? Is that a thing? Okay, so we will try to set up an interview, so we will go to a little bit of a break until then. So don't go too far because we're going to try to get this in. We'll get some big insights. But until then, we've been CEA Siege, and remember, don't go too far or we'll get mad at you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our lovely channel here at CEA Siege. I am Slayzilla, joined by both the fantastic Stock Anomaly and also Platts, coming out from the University of Montreal. Platts, fantastic job on your win tonight, and thanks so much for coming. So let's talk a little bit about the 3 maps we saw, because they kind of finished in different and then a lot of interesting stuff. Let's open up though onto Villa, where things were intense to the very end. They ended up winning 8-7. Now it feels like after that it kind of sparked a match in you guys and you went off. Is that what happened, or what was the mindset after Villa going into Clubhouse?
Yeah, actually, at first, Villa is not our map. Like we struggle a lot with it, especially with the entry. I think you might have saw it, but like most of the time, the rumors and stuff, we struggled a lot with them. And we like look at their stats and stuff, and we knew these guys were pretty good. They were gunners, so yeah, we were not confident on Villa, but at least we tried to pull up a really good fight, and we wanted to go on Clubhouse, and actually Cafe is one of our strongest maps, so yeah, I think it's kind of shows up for the rest of the match. So yeah, Villa was like, okay, we're gonna try to figure out how they play, and then yeah, just focus on what we do best.
Yeah, you guys absolutely went hard on both Clubhouse and then finally onto Cafe. Tell us about Cafe, because you guys went 7-0. That's something we rarely see. Why are you guys so impenetrable, man? Your defense was just spot on.
Yeah, I know. So for real, actually, we didn't thought we could 7-0 these guys, because yeah, so a lot of these players are really good, like gun wise, I would say, and their droning game is pretty good. So yeah, we didn't thought we could do a 7-0, but we were pretty confident that we could win. And then yeah, we usually start on attack, but then we saw that we're pretty strong on attack, so we're like, okay, let's just try to take some rounds on defense and switch off to attack. And that actually works pretty well. And I think they were pretty exhausted because the match were, I think it lasts for what, like 4 hours total with the rehosts and stuff. And yeah, we are a really slow starting team. I don't know, like we can like lose 3 rounds at first, and then we just keep up for then all the next maps and all the next rounds. I think
Yeah.
it really shows up for this match that we were, yeah, that was like the last map. We were everyone was warmed up and ready to take it.
You guys did phenomenal. We do have a couple questions coming in from chat, though. Let me try to skim through and read a couple. We have one here coming out from Max Payne
Yep,
saying, Platts,
that's my
why do you
teammate
keep
though.
everything? It is your teammate, huh?
um, I don't know. I don't know. Just you need to slow me down. When I get a kill, I really want to get the other ones, and I really I trust my team, so I like okay. Let's speak and
Hmm.
get the picks. But for real, tonight I didn't peek a lot. I could have peeked more, but yeah, they were a pretty strong team, so I wasn't throwing anything.
No, absolutely. Well, that's just about all the questions I have. We'll throw it over to Stock real quick if he has any questions.
Absolutely. I do have a quick question as far as the trades that were going out from your team at University of Montreal. In that last map on Cafe, I noticed from the Michigan Tech team there were not many trades that were going out. There were a lot of ones that were happening. It was either someone exposing themselves in a bad position, hunting down a roamer by themselves, or just having an unfortunate position where a defender swings an angle and they're not prepared for it and no trade was coming out.
Yeah.
So with that lack of trades, did that factor into your team's aggression? Was that a point of discussion within your teammates?
Actually, it's not like a real discussion we had, but we saw that they were really aggressive. That it was mostly gunners that plays, I don't know, like Ash and stuff, and there was like one or two in the back, but all the gunners, the entry fraggers were pretty solo. So as soon as you get in a fight with them, you can just pinch them with your teammate and play the verticality with like C4s and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty much our mindset. And on Cafe, we're playing really tight. Like Villa was not a really good show for us. We're working on that actually. We're really working on Villa, but yeah, you see that our strongest map we play really tight and we're ready for trade offs.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I completely understand that, wanting to take the effectiveness that you have on one of your best maps and being able to transfer that to your weaker maps. The Villa,
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
that was an absolutely fantastic show between the two of you, just back and forth, trades going out every which way, lots of great gunfights, and that is the only question I have for you. Thank you for joining us tonight. So I congratulate you on your win and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, thank you. Hope to see you like in finals and shit. Hope to
Absolutely,
you all
man.
there. Yep.
All right.